Civilization Devours. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 351, King Haiyan territory reveals its final trump card, the balance of victory tilts. Outside the Domain Master battlefield, there were also bloody battles and energy fluctuations. Li Rucheng, the saint of the Li family, Qiu Yonggan, Lin Tanghuang, Su Honghu and other veteran saints attacked, and every move was powerful. They have been famous for a long time, and now after years of bloody battles, their realm has become more and more profound. It can be said that they have almost reached the end of the first realm of saints. After obtaining the eternal life secret passed down by Chen Mou, they went a step further and their combat power increased again. It's a pity that they are just a little bit away from the realm of Domain Master, but they can't break through. This realm is too difficult. Ordinary people think that it is as difficult as ascending to heaven to be promoted from a law scholar to a saint, and it is impossible for a peerless genius. But these peerless geniuses in the eyes of ordinary people now think that it is as difficult as ascending to heaven to be promoted to Domain Master. There are also old saints such as Jehefen, who are older than Lin Tanghuang. Now they are called by the country to return to the battlefield and continue their dream of the vast starry sky. Zhang Xingten, Li Xingming, Ken Yahan, Zhao Wenlin and other new generation saints also shined on the battlefield. Saints who are rarely seen on weekdays are now seen in large numbers. Many saints who had long retired were blown out and returned to the battlefield. There are many saints in Huaki country, and there are also many saints in other countries. They come and go on the battlefield and help each other. However, although there are many saints in the human world, they are still suppressed by King Haiyan domain in terms of number. Over the years, in addition to the advanced weapons of King Haiyan domain, the number of strong people is also a major reason for forcing humans to this point. One by one, the old strong men in King Haiyan domain found their corresponding opponents, and the two sides launched a continuous battle. Today is my chance to make a name for myself. Xin Pu laughed, and his momentum burst out, like a demon god attacking. Your opponent is me. A divine thought from nowhere was projected into Xin Pu's sea of consciousness. Before he could react, he felt his body pierced by a sword. Luca. Xin Pu burst into a classic Chinese curse, and slapped out with a palm, and the opponent retreated. Being pierced by a sword, this kind of injury is not too serious for a saint, but it is definitely not painless. Xin Pu didn't understand how there could be such a sinister saint, who didn't have the style of a strong man at all, and actually engaged in assassination. A Xiao's head shrank and he felt a chill on his neck. The one who shot was the insidious guy Francis, who had been assassinated by this man several times. Of course, I am more skilled, and Francis has never succeeded. Although it is a bit wrong, looking at Xin Pu's miserable condition, A Xiao felt a sense of pleasure in his heart. Isn't it true that you are very good at pretending every day? Why are you so miserable now? I was beaten by Chen Kai, and you came to laugh at me. Now you can't even deal with Francis. A Xiao retracted his gaze. On the battlefield, you should not be distracted by others, but take care of yourself first. I have to choose an opponent, too. Who should I choose? Forget it, just pick one at random. A Xiao found someone with similar strength to himself and fought. Familiar figures were active on the battlefield, but unfortunately Chen Mou was fighting with a domain master with all his strength and could not pay attention. Zheng Xiaotong, the daughter of teacher Zheng Huangfu Zhanduqi, who had dominated the Xia Oxing Huolbang for a long time. Ho Yuan's Hao, who was determined to be a younger brother. Roommates Wang Jun's and Yi Haich. Student representative Ji Mingyan. Su Hang, the leader of the younger generation of the Su family in the past, was able to return to the battlefield after practicing the eternal life secret. Although he was not as strong as Su Dao, his courage in the past could be vaguely seen. The once green teenagers are now in their 30s and each has a responsibility. In addition to them, there are many more. Zhao Menging, Gu Yongjin and others also appeared on the battlefield. Most of the strong men on Liu Iron Star were concentrated, leaving only a small number of people behind. The strong men of King Haiyan domain on Liu Iron Star had already strategically retreated a year ago and abandoned their base on the planet. Now the battlefield has moved to the front line. Lin Huafen, Zhang Yuan, Song Han and other company bosses are ready to fight. Shai and Mechas are roaring in. Huki's strategic weapons finally show their ferocious side. Their number is far greater than King Haiyan Domain expected. Not only do they have space strike technology, but they also launch small antimatter missiles from time to time to bomb a large area. What's going on? Huoqi's strength is too strong. King Haiyan Domain is no longer as relaxed as it was at the beginning. The advantage of the number of domain masters has now been offset. According to their estimates, King Haiyan Domain still has an advantage in the number of saints, law scholars and cutting-edge weapons, but the fact is that Huoqi's strength is much stronger than they imagined. A faint sigh suddenly sounded in the void of the universe. The strength of Huoqi country is really amazing. If the younger generation of your country can grow up, it will be incredible, but I will not let this happen. Today is a rare opportunity. Everyone is gathered here. Since you are here, let's all stay. For the glory of my King Haiyan Domain for thousands of years, why should I care about my life? As the words fell, an old man with sparse hair, dry skin, and wearing a gray robe appeared on the battlefield. His momentum was not amazing, but everyone's eyes were unconsciously attracted to him, and even the battle paused. Lord Luanjin. Lord Luanjin. The 13 domain masters of King Haiyan Domain nodded to him at the same time. This scene made everyone's pupils shrink. Even the domain masters have to respect this existence. Who is this sacred person? Not only humans are puzzled, but even many King Haiyan Domain saints are puzzled, and they have never heard of this person. Lord Luanjin was already a powerful figure in the world before the founding of King Haiyan territory. Later, he has been the guardian of our country. He has not appeared in the world for a long time. It is not surprising that you have not heard of him. Xinli, the lord of King Haiyan territory, swept his mind and passed on a message. It was not only an explanation to the powerful people in King Haiyan territory, but also an attempt to shock humans. Lord Guardian. This is simply a living fossil. People in King Haiyan territory were amazed. The human side was also shocked, and their confidence was shaken for a while. This guy is even more pretentious than Chen Mou. With his level, if I were at my peak, he would not even be worthy of carrying shoes for my doorman. The old voice of the Sword Saint sounded in Su Dao's body. Then can you burst out your peak power now and kill him instantly? Su Dao asked in his heart. This, I can't. Then what are you talking about? Su Dao was speechless. It seems that this Sword Saint is also a master of prudence. When others make harsh words, they mean that the other party is not worthy of carrying shoes for me. The old man said that the other party was not even worthy of carrying shoes for my house as gatekeeper. After all, you are at a higher level. Chen Mou looked at Luanjin with a serious expression. The appearance of this person disrupted his plan. The battlefield was originally in a balance, and Luanjin, as an important weight, was enough to tip the balance of victory to the King Haiyan Domain. But in the future memory, this person did not seem to appear. Chapter 352 Dad, I'm here. In the starry sky, Luanjin stood proudly, his slightly hunched figure shocked the whole audience. The atmosphere gradually became tense. Chen Mou looked at Luanjin carefully and had seen through his cultivation level, which was the middle stage of the domain master. It was not very high, but when all the domain masters were only at the beginning stage, a middle stage was enough to suppress the whole audience. Looking at Luanjin's aging appearance, Chen Mou thought for a while, and suddenly stretched out his hand and pointed at him. It's just strong on the outside but weak on the inside. I'm afraid you won't have much longer to live, right? At this time, he finally figured out why Luanjin did not appear in the future memory. In the future memory, the war broke out later than now. Luanjin might not be able to hold on until then, and he would have died of lifespan exhaustion. Chen Mou's words were transmitted through the divine consciousness, which shocked everyone. That's right, if Luanjin was really as powerful as they said, why didn't he take action earlier, but jumped out now? Luanjin looked over and said, Young man, you are very smart. Recently, I have been relying on various devices and elixirs to prolong my life. I dare not walk around, let alone take action, otherwise my lifespan may run out. But, so what? You can see this, but you can't change anything. I didn't expect that I could still wait until the day when you all gather here. In this case, I will use up my last bit of life and use my secret method to keep all of you. Luanjin laughed and was ready to die. Even if you know the condition of my body, what does it matter? This is a real conspiracy. With such a strong force descending, how can an ant resist? Without further ado, Luanjin's momentum suddenly burst out, covering the entire starry sky. His whole face turned ruddy, and his dry skin regained some vitality and became younger. Everyone knew that this was a last gasp. Luim Jin would die after this battle. But, who can resist the dying counterattack of the middle stage domain master? The human side looked at each other, and their morale was somewhat hit. Don't be chaotic. Chen Kangsheng stood up. I can compete with him. I have been practicing the Haiyan Jue since I was 10 years old. It has been hundreds of years now. The luck of the people has made me what I am, and I must repay them. With the three armies working together and the people united as one, my country will be invincible. The laws of the lore resounded around Chen Kangsheng, and an illusory airflow surrounded him. It was the spirit of the people and the luck of the country. As if he had received an invisible amplification, Chen Kangsheng's momentum soared. This is. Shen Yi was stunned. Tang Jianan was shocked. Old Chen, you. This is obviously the use of secret techniques. The gap between the middle stage of the domain master and the initial stage of the domain master is too big. How easy is it to cross it? The price Chen Kangsheng paid must be huge. Perhaps, it will affect his life. Luim Jin only snorted coldly at this. Do you think you can compete with any bursting? After he performed the secret technique, he has returned to the peak strength of the middle stage of the domain master. I'll let you know how big the gap in realm is. Luim Jin pressed down with one palm, and the world roared. Chen Kangsheng raised his hand to block, and the laws of both sides shook and annihilated in an instant. Don't forget me. The Qingyang domain lord who had fought with Chen Kangsheng before, only slightly injured, also joined the battle. 2 against 1. The enemy on the battlefield will not talk about fairness and morality with you, the result is the most important. Senior Chen. Chen Mou was a little anxious and wanted to go to help, but was stopped by his opponent Wu Yan. Take care of yourself. Wu Yan showed a cruel smile. He couldn't take care of himself, but he still wanted to go to help. Dad, I'm here. A small body suddenly hung on Chen Mou's back, and 2 white arms wrapped around Chen Mou's neck. Why are you here? Chen Mou's heart was shocked, and he turned around to look at the little girl behind him. That was Xiaobei. More than 10 years have passed, and she still looks like a little girl, and has not grown up. The most important thing is, how did she cross such a long distance in the starry sky, and how did she come to Chen Mou's back without knowing it? I want to come, so I'll come. Xiaobei chuckled. She also knew how to transmit telepathy, and she felt very novel about this way of communication at this time. Wu Yan was also stunned. He didn't understand why a little girl suddenly appeared behind Chen Mou, and forgot to attack for a moment. No time to talk more, give me a boost. Chen Mou said. Oh. A stream of heat came from Xiaobei, and all the spells on Chen Mou suddenly entered a state of double amplification. The operation of Sea Swallow Ju, the operation of vacuum fluctuation technique, blood flow rate, etc. The strength was also almost doubled. Chen Mou opened the sky with one hand, and the power was enough to crack the sky. Wu Yan suddenly felt a creepy feeling, and did not dare to take Chen Mou's attack head-on. Chen Mou attacked again and again, and his offensive was like a storm, and his martial arts will expanded, covering Wu Yan. With a click, Wu Yan's rib was broken by Chen Mou. Wu Yan simply couldn't believe it. A dignified domain master, was being beaten by a high-level saint? My power, which was comparable to the ocean and enough to penetrate the planet, was it fake? Chen Mou did not pursue him. He turned around and joined the battlefield of Chen Kangsheng, Luim Jin and others. Luim Jin's cultivation was too high, and there was another domain master of Qingyang domain to help him. Chen Kangsheng could only hold on at this moment. With the addition of Chen Mou, Chen Kangsheng's pressure was instantly relieved, and he confronted Luim Jin head-on. Wu Yan burst out with power and killed, forming a 3-2 situation. Luim Jin was a little annoyed. He thought it was an easy situation, but 2 people on the opposite side burst out at the same time and restrained him. Although he was in an advantageous position now, he didn't know how long he could hold on. Once his lifespan was exhausted, Qingyang domain would immediately turn from victory to defeat. Die? Luim Jin burst out with more force, and the laws around him changed, containing the true meaning of death, and rushed towards Chen Mou and Chen Kangsheng. 3 people attacked, and there was also a mid-level domain master leading the way. Chen Mou and Chen Kangsheng were both at a lower level after all, and they were instantly at a disadvantage and suffered a lot of injuries. What should I do? The situation was critical, but Chen Mou's mind was still very calm. He still had some means to turn the situation around, but the price was too high. The serious injuries and loss of life after the explosion were just minor problems. The key was that it would affect his cultivation potential. The situation is not good, it seems that I have to use it. Chen Mou was just about to use the secret technique to explode, when a fiery red light suddenly shone from the end of the void. The dark universe was instantly lit up, and the dazzling light made everyone squint. The clear sound of chirping permeated the world, and a fiery red bird flapped its wings and flew in the vast void. The wings covered the sky and the sun, and the size of the fiery red bird was a little larger than a planet. What is this? Everyone stared at this unidentified creature and felt an extreme threat from it. Chapter 353, Vermilion Bird Arrives. Suzaku. Chen Mou looked at the fiery red bird and was shocked. Others might not know it, but he knew Suzaku. Suzaku circled and spewed out flames from its mouth, igniting the army of Haiyan territory. What kind of monster is this? Stop it quickly. The indestructible warship that could resist lightning and magma was set on fire by the flames, and melted into a pile of scrap metal in an instant, and the operator inside was turned into ash in an instant. There were also some law scholars standing in the void, who were touched by a drop of sparks and immediately ignited endless flames. The law scholars of Haiyan territory burst out one after another, trying to put out the flames. But everything was in vain. The power of the law they used to put out the flames was swallowed by the blazing flames, making the power of the flames stronger. After 3 breaths, a law scholar turned into flying ash. This scene made everyone feel cold in their hearts. The flames flew and scattered between the universe, and inevitably some of them fell on humans. The former pork stall owner, now a law scholar who came to join the battle, was touched by a drop of flame even though he dodged repeatedly. My life is over. The pork seller felt cold in his heart. He didn't expect that he would not die in the hands of the enemy, but would die in such an inexplicable way. The flames enveloped the pork seller's body. He closed his eyes, gave up struggling, and waited for death. Why do I feel warm? After a while, the pork seller opened his eyes again. The flames did not engulf him, but instead sent some heat, which made him stronger. Go and kill this monster. The domain lords of Haiyan domain reacted and realized that the other party had bad intentions. This kind of flame was too strange. If it spread, the entire Haiyan domain army would be wiped out. The 5 domain lords withdrew from the battle and attacked Suzaku at the same time. The surging power came, but even the shadow of Suzaku could not be touched. It was like dew and lightning, and its speed was almost as fast as light. Its huge body like a planet was reflected back and forth. A flame rolled over and fell on the 5 domain lords. Destroy. The power of the domain master burst out, trying to annihilate the flames. However, it was not very effective. The flames burned fiercely, as if penetrating into their bones. A shrill roar sounded, but unfortunately there was no air medium in the vacuum, so the sound could not be transmitted. This silent scene was even more bizarre, making people feel chilled. The 5 domain masters were slaughtered as soon as they met. Luim Jin did not care about fighting with Chen Mou and Chen Kangshen. All the domain masters of Haiyan domain were dispatched to fight Zyuk. Chen Kangshen wanted to help Zyuk, but was stopped by Chen Mou. No need, let's take a break. Zyuk dived, ignoring the attacks of the domain masters, and crashed into the Haiyan domain warship fleet. What does it feel like to be hit by a planet? Zyuk is a primitive creature, its body is indestructible, and it is much more powerful than a planet. A series of sparks flashed, the warship exploded, and then it was ignited by the flames and turned into ashes. Luim Jin and the others were furious, but all the attacks could not lock onto Zyuk. Even if 1 or 2 bombardments hit Zyuk occasionally, it seemed to be painless. Zyuk seemed to feel that these insects were a bit annoying, and looked back, and there was another flame. Luim Jin and the others could not even dodge and were directly ignited by the flame. Including Luim Jin, a total of 14 domain masters were swept by the flame. All kinds of means were used, but they could not extinguish the flame. The law scholar was turned into ashes after 3 breaths. The domain master was more resistant, but it could not escape the result of destruction. After 10 breaths, the bones were grim, and after 15 breaths, it was completely turned into ashes. The surviving Haiyan domain army witnessed this scene and had a complete mental breakdown. As a symbol of invincibility, the domain master was almost played in the battle with this monster. Or it can be said that the opponent was in a playful posture from the moment he appeared. just like humans destroying ant nests. This is not an equal contest. I surrender, I surrender. Xiao surrendered without any backbone. He felt that his 3 views were overturned and he had doubted his life. Oh, he is not a human. You. The strong men in Qingyang domain glared at Xiao. But looking at the might of Suzaku, they were also worried. The warship was destroyed, many saints and law scholars were engulfed by flames, and all the domain masters were killed. The situation is over, and there is no point in struggling in vain. They are the invading party, and they are not in the right, so there is no anger to fight to the death. I surrender. I surrender. The human side did not react at all, waiting for Suzaku's decision. Suzaku, like a demon god, stopped, shrank, and transformed into a human form. A fiery red skirt, a graceful and slender figure, ice-like skin and bones, and the spiritual beauty of heaven and earth gathered. A breathtakingly beautiful woman appeared in the void. This is what Chu Xiaoxi looks like. Countless people watched this scene with shocked eyes. It was difficult to connect this woman with a face close to that of a fairy with the Suzaku who dominated the battlefield just now. Especially some people who knew her were even more shocked. The saint of the Chu family hesitated to speak, and finally bowed slightly to express his respect. In fact, he had vaguely known about Chu Xiaoxi's origins a long time ago. This is the supreme existence between heaven and earth. The power of the gods, the majesty of the gods. Tang Jianan and others were also full of thoughts. In the blink of an eye, the Qingyang domain was destroyed. This kind of power was terrifying. Moreover, this is probably far from the peak state of the gods. After the shock, a trace of worry rose again. Chen Mou and Chu Xiaoxi seemed to have some contradictions. Now that Chu Xiaoxi has returned strongly, it is hard to guarantee that he will not settle accounts with Chen Mou. Tang Jianan and others could not intervene in the struggle between the two gods, but now Chen Mou is obviously weak, which can be seen. Sure enough, Chu Xiaoxi moved and directly crossed the endless distance and appeared in front of Chen Mou. Most people didn't understand, but those who knew the inside story were all nervous. Chu Xiaoxi's beautiful body contained extreme danger. How is it? Lord of Storms, now you owe me a favor. Unexpectedly, Chu Xiaoxi smiled. Aunt Chu. Xiaobei jumped down from behind Chen Mou and hung on Chu Xiaoxi's legs. Are you, Xiaobei? Chu Xiaoxi glanced at Xiaobei. Are you Chu Xiaoxi, or Suzaku? Chen Mou looked a little struggling. Chu Xiaoxi said calmly, of course I'm Suzaku. What about Chu Xiaoxi? Chu Xiaoxi was just my code name for a period of time. Now that I have returned, the code name will naturally not be used anymore. Although you have plotted against me before, I don't care about you. Maybe we can be friends. The future will not be peaceful. When you become the real Lord of Storms, the real God, we can still cooperate. Suzaku smiled slightly. How many people dream of gaining the friendship of gods? Chen Mou was not grateful. Then please return Chu Xiaoxi to me first. Xiuk narrowed his eyes slightly, flashing a dangerous light. Don't dwell on this matter anymore. I'm giving you face. Are you still bargaining? I haven't even investigated the past. Chapter 354. I took the wrong medicine. Seeing Xiuk's eyes turn cold, Chen Mou still insisted, if you give me Chu Xiaoxi as compensation, I will cooperate with you. Xiuk, how can I compensate you? Chu Xiaoxi is me, I am Chu Xiaoxi, do you want me to compensate myself to you? Chen Mou looked at the other party, that's fine. Huh? Am I being teased? Xiuk's face was stunned at first, and then turned into anger. In his life, no one dared to treat him like this. Seeing that the other party was about to explode, Chen Mou quickly became serious. Lord Xiuk, calm down, I don't mean that. I think, with your infinite power, it shouldn't be difficult to separate Chu Xiaoxi's consciousness and create a suitable body for her. Chen Mou proposed a solution and flattered him a little. There is no way, the strength is not as good as others, and I have to beg them to do things. Xiuk flatly refused, no, Chu Xiaoxi and I have already merged into one, and we are inseparable. If I do it according to your method, it will inevitably affect my cultivation. Chen Mou heard what she meant. He was worried about affecting his cultivation. Could he do it? Lord Xiuk, with your earth-shaking cultivation, even if it is slightly damaged, you should be able to make up for it soon. Xiuk, don't think about that disgusting thing all day long. Chen Mou. How can you slander someone's innocence out of thin air? Explain clearly, what's wrong with me? Chen Mou was slightly angry. You want me to give up part of my consciousness and create a body, and then you will definitely become a couple and do the kind of thing all day long. When I think about it, I feel so sick that I can't sleep. Xiuq's face was a little ugly. A question mark appeared above Chen Mou's head again. I have to say that your imagination is a bit amazing. It sounds quite exciting. Seeing Chen Mou's strange expression, Xiuq suddenly became furious, stretched out his white jade hand, and grabbed Chen Mou's neck. Okay, it seems that you have always had intentions towards me. If nothing unexpected happens, you will also be a god on the future. It will be difficult to deal with you then. It is better to get rid of you now. The 5 green fingers, at this moment, were like iron clamps, clamping Chen Mou, making him unable to break free. This is a kind of suppression in rank, and Chen Mou did not know to what extent Xiuq had recovered now. When fighting against King Haiyan Domain, Xiuq did not show all his strength. Seeing the fierce light flashing in Xiuq's smart eyes, Chen Mou's heart jumped. She might really take action. No, I absolutely don't have such an idea. Chen Mou dared to guarantee that he was speaking the truth. But Xiuq did not believe it. He exerted force with his 5 fingers, causing Chen Mou's neck to feel a tingling sensation. The people nearby looked at this scene, their faces changing, not knowing what had happened. The communication between the two was through telepathy, which was limited to them and could not be known by others. Tang Jianan, it's over. We can't reach an agreement. Xiuq wants to settle the score later. Let's fight. The King Haiyan Domain was a little confused. Human internal fighting? Azia looked pleased. Yes, strangle him to death. You, Mr. Chen, have come to this day. Should I kill him? Since he refuses to cooperate and is still thinking about scheming against me, I might as well kill him and put an end to it all. Xiuq's expression changed, and he was very entangled. Finally, he snorted coldly, grabbed Chen Mou and smashed him hard towards the side planet. Like a shooting star, Chen Mou pierced through the ground at the speed of chasing light and lightning, and fell directly into the center of the earth. Aunt Chu, why did you hit my dad? Bad guy, bad guy. Xiaobei's little head couldn't figure out why things turned out like this. She stretched out her little fist and hit Xiuq hard a few times. Xiaobei, stop making trouble. Xiuq picked up Xiaobei and held him in his arms. Chen Mou. Lin Sichen's figure turned into a stream of light and flew towards the planet. Along with him, there were also Lin Xuanzhou, Chen Kai, Su Dao and others. Wei Lingming stood in the starry sky, looking at Lin Sichen's concerned expression. Her eyes were a little dim. Chen Mou was smashed into the depth of thousands of kilometers, and felt pain in his muscles and bones. This woman is really cruel. The boiling magma wrapped Chen Mou, but was isolated by the law, otherwise Chen Mou's clothes would have been burned. Seeing that Chen Mou was fine, Lin Sichen was relieved, and then said with some amusement, why do old lovers greet each other so enthusiastically when they just met? SHH, don't let her hear it, this woman took the wrong medicine. Chen Mou was still frightened and was severely punished for a disagreement. Speaking of which, Chen Mou felt a little wronged. If he had known earlier, he would have pretended to be nice to her and agreed. Chen Mou moved his slightly sore muscles and bones, and rose from the center of the earth with Lin Sichen and others, and appeared on the ground. This person is unreasonable, and it's also my fault that my fist is not big enough. I will deal with you when I achieve the status of a god. Really? The figure of Suzaku appeared in front of Chen Mou, smiling. Chen Mou really wanted to slap himself in the face. He had just told Lin Sichen not to talk too much, so why was he still being so mean? I was just kidding. HMPH, I hope you take care of yourself. Xiuq gently threw Xiaobei to Chen Mou, and his figure gradually became illusory, disappearing from the spot, leaving no trace. Why didn't you do it? That's really strange. Chen Mou had just made up his mind to fight her to the death. Xiuq traveled through layers of space, and in an instant, he didn't know how far away he was. Finally, he landed on a planet covered with glaciers. This guy is really bold. Why did I let him go? Where did his previous decisiveness go? Xiuq moved lightly and walked in the vast glacier. The more she thought about it, the angrier she became. She moved her wrist and took out a blue diamond necklace from somewhere, and threw it hard on the ice. With a snap, the blue diamond couldn't withstand the impact and shattered directly. Rubbish stuff. Xiuq's eyes were cold, and he walked away without looking back. A minute later, Xiuq returned and collected the fragments. Why is it so fragile? It breaks as soon as it falls. Can it be repaired with a law? On the other side, Chen Mou and others returned to the starry sky to clean up the mess. The situation in Qingyang domain is over, and the remaining personnel have no intention of escaping. So many domain masters are eyeing them covetously, and they can't escape even if they really want to. One by one, the people of Qingyang domain were escorted back and were about to be judged by the law. As Hao was dejected. My dream was shattered. Let alone reaching the peak of my life, I don't know how I will be dealt with now. The winner is the king and the loser is the bandit. The human side destroyed the plan of Qingyang domain and also took control of the resources owned by Qingyang domain. There are many resource planets controlled by Qingyang domain, and now they all belong to humans. In addition, the scientific and technological achievements of Qingyang domain have also been fully accepted by humans. As for how to distribute these resources and achievements, the four strongest teams have to argue. When facing danger, they called each other brothers, but now that the situation has stabilized, they immediately turn their faces and refuse to recognize each other, and they all want to grab more resources. Chapter 355, Territory Master. The situation is stable and the war has ended. The countries divided up the resources of Qingyang territory and began to enter a state of recuperation. The long-term Star War is extremely difficult for every country to bear. It takes some time to catch their breath and return to the peak. The economy began to recover and the society was revitalized. Everything is stable and improving. After a year and a half, Chen Mou finally broke through and was promoted to the realm of Domain Master. When he broke through, there was a lot of movement. All countries observed the anomaly and learned the news. I'm afraid Chen Mou is unstoppable. Scott coughed in the Star Moon Federation. To be honest, when Chen Mou broke through, the domain masters of the three countries were a little restless and ready to make trouble. However, no one was willing to take the lead, so they finally held back. Now that Chen Mou has successfully broken through, the overall situation has been determined and no one can control it anymore. Ancestor, I'm not as good as him. Christine smiled bitterly. The rise of Huaki country is unstoppable. Even without Chen Mou, people like Su Dao, Chen Kai and the two daughters of the Lin family cannot be underestimated. The destiny of heaven and earth is on their side. Our federation should stay out of the limelight for the time being. Scott shook his head gently. Christine's eyes were filled with fighting spirit. Maybe, as long as Chen Mou doesn't come out and compete with others, I still have confidence. Now, do you think Chen Mou can be called a hero? Scott suddenly asked. This was the question Christine used to ask him, but now Scott threw it back. Christine shook her head. Flirting with women is not a hero. Scott was stunned at first, and then laughed. You are right, not a hero. Chen Mou became a domain master, and he is probably the most powerful one among the domain masters. All parties came to congratulate him. Now Chen Mou's family no longer lives in Jingxiumingyan, but has purchased a new manor. The Qi family sent the 8 spiritual lotus and purple mist bamboo. The Chu family sent the blood moon fruit. The Lin family sent the Blair family of the Tuca Empire. The Rukal Kingdom. The Star Moon Federation. One after another, guests came and walked into the manor. Because Chen Mou's family was short of manpower and it was difficult to entertain the guests, the Lin family sent many people to help organize the banquet. Chen Mou himself also went up to entertain the guests happily, and accepted all the gifts and gave them to his parents. Chen Jianai and Tan Zioyan received so many gifts that they were overwhelmed. The visitors are all big shots. I've seen that person on TV. Tan Zioyan nudged Chen Jianai with her elbow and muttered in a low voice. Xiaobei looked at these spiritual fruits with shining eyes. They looked delicious. The Shivata family of the Star Moon Federation sent a gift. Christine came on behalf of the family, holding a special storage box with a lot of spiritual fruits in it. She has silver hair and blue eyes, a beautiful face, and an extraordinary temperament. She attracted a lot of attention as soon as she arrived. Tan Ziyuan went up to take it happily. This must be my aunt. My name is Christine. Christine spoke Chinese very standardly. Hello. Tan Ziyuan did not dare to neglect them. Those who came today were all super aristocratic families with deep backgrounds, and she could not embarrass her son. She quickly introduced herself, exchanged a few polite words, and then sent someone to guide Christine to the reception area. After Christine left, Tan Zioyan muttered to Chen Jianai, this child is so beautiful, like a fairy. What do you think is her relationship with Muir? What relationship can there be? Did she come here on behalf of the Sivatu family? I heard that this is an ancient family in the Star Moon Federation with a deep background. Our Chen family is just a nouveau riche in front of such a 1,000-year-old family. Chen Jianai said. It's good to be a nouveau riche. How many people want to be a nouveau riche but can't become one? Moore is really trying hard. Tan Xiaoyan said, I think this girl must be interested in Moore. Chen Jianai. How did you know? Tan Xiaoyan said, my intuition. Chen Jianai said, I don't think she likes Moore, but you like him. That can't be. Tan Xiaoyan said, my feeling can't be wrong. Even if she is interested in Moore, doesn't Moore have Sichen? In the past year and a half, Lin Sichen has also visited Chen Mou's home several times, and Chen Jianai and Tan Xiaoyan are familiar with her. Today, the Lin family sent people to help with the reception, and Lin Sichen is also in the manor. You have a point, but this girl is interested in Moore, but she doesn't get a response, which is quite pitiful. Tan Xiaoyan said, why don't you let Moore take her in as well? Chen Jianai was directly puzzled, what kind of idea do you have? What's wrong? You are not right. What's wrong? You can't instill this kind of idea into Moore, it will teach the child bad things. Think about how strict you were with me back then. Chen Jianai shook his head. You and Moore, how can that be compared? Tan Xiaoyan twisted Chen Jianai's waist, look at our son, how handsome and strong he is. I think you are crazy about having a grandson. Chen Jianai saw through Tan Xiaoyan's purpose. Chen Mou and Lin Sichen have never had children, and Tan Xiaoyan couldn't help but have other thoughts. If one is not enough, how about a few more? No. Tan Xiaoyan quickly denied. On the other side, Xiao Bei took out a blood moon fruit and bit it happily. The color and fragrance are delicious at first glance. As expected, it was fresh and juicy, leaving a lingering fragrance. Since you are busy showing affection with mom and don't want to eat these, then I will accept them with pleasure. Xiao Bei smacked his lips, looking a little unsatisfied, and set his eyes on another spiritual fruit. It smelled fragrant and must be delicious. Xiao Bei stretched out his white and tender little hand and picked up the spiritual fruit. Just as he was about to take a bite, he found that he had no appetite. What's the matter? I feel a little full. The spiritual energy contained in the blood moon fruit burst out in Xiao Bei's body, sweeping through his limbs. I'm not a little full, why do I feel so full now? Xiao Bei's face was a little ugly. He put down the spiritual fruit and touched his belly. At this moment, Xiao Bei remembered the fear of being dominated by the enhanced nutrient solution. At that time, after drinking the nutrient solution, he had no appetite for food and could only watch Chen Mou enjoying it happily. Now Xiao Bei's strength has improved a little, and he is not afraid of drinking the nutrient solution, so he has forgotten the pain after the scar healed. Not only full, but I feel a little bloated now. Xiao Bei was panicking, and moved his two short legs to rush towards Chen Mou. Dad, help me. As he spoke, his eyes were filled with tears and he was about to cry. What's wrong? Before Chen Mou responded, Lin Sichen beside him was shocked and quickly picked up Xiao Bei. What's wrong? Chen Mou also asked, looking quite energetic. People around him cast their concerned eyes. Who was so bold as to murder Chen Mou's child? I ate a red fruit and I'm full now. Xiao Bei's childish words made the nervous people around faint. Chapter 356. He family. Xiao Bei's eyes were filled with tears, and he looked very pitiful. It's like this. Xiao Bei explained with a sniffle, and finally said, I won't die of fullness. Chen Mou. Who told you to eat the whole fruit in one bite? After carefully checking Xiao Bei's condition, Chen Mou felt that the problem was not serious. It's nothing, it will be digested after a while, the only problem is. Chen Mou's serious look made Xiao Bei a little nervous, and she quickly asked, what is it? Maybe I can't eat for a few days. Chen Mou said. Xiao Bei heard this and burst into tears. Not being able to eat for a few days is terrible. My spirit beast meat, my big chicken leg, my. Xiao Bei is fine, don't cry, don't cry. Lin Sichen hurriedly comforted him. Not far away, Lin Chuanzuo heard the crying and hurried over. Xiao Bei, who bullied you? Auntie Lin, I'm so miserable, I can't eat for a few days. Xiao Bei said pitifully. You did something bad and were punished by your father. That's not the case. Xiao Bei shook his head and explained the matter again. Hey, I thought it was a big deal. Lin Chuanzuo waved his hand. Don't cry, come and play with me now, exercise more, and you will digest it soon. Really, Xiaobei was happy to hear that, and threw herself into Lin Chuanzuo's arms. Auntie Lin is so nice. Why are you calling me aunt again? Call me sister. Lin Chuanzuo took Xiaobei away and couldn't help correcting her on the way. Well, sister, how old are you this year? Xiaobei asked curiously. Lin Chuanzuo's face darkened. I'm 18 this year, how about you? I don't know. Xiaobei scratched his head and fell into thinking. Chen's manor, guests came to congratulate one after another, whether they were familiar or unfamiliar. Especially some families who were not very familiar with Chen Mou, they had to find ways to get a quota to visit, which was a symbol of status. There were too many people who intended to come. Although the Chen's manor was not small, it was not particularly large, and it was impossible to accommodate everyone. Therefore, the Lin family reviewed on behalf of them. Only those who were familiar with Chen Mou or those with higher status could come to Chen's manor. The others were arranged in nearby star-rated hotels and holiday villas, which were also received by special personnel. The environment inside was better than that of the Chen family manor. However, if there was a chance to come to the Chen family, few people would be willing to go to the hotel. Although the environment was good, how could the appearance be compared with this place? In front of the gate, an old man and a young man walked in, handed over a gift, and were led to the reception area. The old man had white hair, but his posture was still strong and in good spirits. Next to him was a quirky girl with a sweet look, who looked around with a smile. Second Grandpa, the decoration style of this manor is good, but the area is so small, much smaller than our He family's manor. The girl named Hizu said. Don't talk nonsense. Himeodian, the second master of the He family, hurriedly stopped him. It's not small anymore, it's bigger than an ordinary manor. Don't compare it with our family's standards. You don't know, it's because the area here is not particularly large and can't accommodate too many people. I spent a lot of effort to get 2 places. It's because our He family and the Lin family have some friendship that we can get 2 places, otherwise 1 place would be good. Many people in the family want to come. I took into account that you are the most talented person in our He family in recent years, so I brought you here to see it. You must cherish the opportunity. Hizu was shocked. It's so scary. For a place, you have to use connections. I think their He family is also a super family, with a huge industry scale and many masters, only a little bit worse than the Saint family. On weekdays, if the He family has any activities, I don't know how many people want a place, hoping to participate in it. Because this means an opportunity to get closer to the He family. Now, it's the turn of the He family to worry about a place. Himeodian didn't find it strange. There are too many monks and too little porridge. This is also something we can't do. Many saints' families and foreign super families are interested in coming. Our He family is not important enough, so we can only rank behind them. Himeodian walked along the way, and acquaintances greeted him from time to time. Head of the He family. Oldie, how are you? Mr. He, what a coincidence that I can meet you here. What do you think about the cooperation project I mentioned last time? Himeodian is also a smooth-talking person. With a smile on his face, he responded one by one. Finally, he took Hizu to sit at one of the tables. The people at this table have a family size and strength similar to the He family. He knows most of them, but there are also a few unfamiliar faces. Oldly, is this your granddaughter? Someone greeted. Well, her name is Hizu, she is still in college, Xinghe Academy. Himeodian introduced. Not bad, Xinghe has a future. The man smiled, but his words were just polite. For a family like theirs, it is not surprising to be admitted to the top 4. If someone fails to pass, it means that they are not talented. Of course, judging from this point, he must be a genius to be able to bring Himeodian to attend. He family master is really amazing. He actually got 2 places, and we only got 1. Another person said. No, it's just luck. Himeodian hurriedly said modestly, but he couldn't help being proud in his heart. This is called appearance. These brothers look a little strange. My name is Himeodian. I wonder what your name is. Himeodian looked at the unfamiliar faces. He family master, I have heard of your great name for a long time. My name is. Everyone present was a smart person, and soon they became familiar with each other and got along well. At first, Hizu was still smiling and listening to everyone's chat carefully. Soon they found that they were all praising each other, and then all kinds of nonsense, as if there were always endless topics to talk about. Hizou felt a little bored, so she quietly got up and walked around nearby. Himeyodian noticed Hizou's movements, but he was chatting with everyone enthusiastically and did not stop him. Huh? Hizou turned around a few times and soon found a strange scene. A foreign woman with silver hair was sitting at a table, sipping a glass of wine-red drink. As if she was isolated, no one sat at the same table with her. How pitiful. Hizou thought. She took a few steps forward and saw the other person's face. She was even more shocked. She was so beautiful, but no one was willing to make friends with her. At first, when she saw the other person's back, Hizou thought that the other person was not good-looking and no one was willing to approach her. Hello, my name is Hizou, can I sit here? Hizou felt that it was necessary to let foreign friends feel her enthusiasm. Chapter 357? Old Acquaintance. Christine looked up, please. Hizou then discovered that the other party also had a pair of beautiful sky blue eyes, as crystal clear as gems. Sister, what's your name? Don't you feel lonely sitting here alone? Hizou sat down. Christine's face was calm. It doesn't matter, geniuses are always lonely, and it's quiet and peaceful, which is good. Hizou didn't know how to respond for a moment. Do foreigners speak so directly? Geniuses are always lonely, doesn't it mean that they are geniuses? Hizou is a child of aristocratic family after all, and has a wide range of knowledge. Hizou talked about other topics with Christine. The two of them had a good chat for a while. Especially when talking about the topic of cultivation, Hizou felt that the other party had a deep understanding and a unique perception of the operation of heaven and earth. Sister, are you in love? Do you want me to introduce you to a boyfriend? After chatting more familiarly, Hizou said half-jokingly. In her opinion, such a beautiful sister must have a boyfriend. If not, she can introduce her to her brothers, and maybe it can promote a marriage. In love. Christine tilted her head slightly. Does secret love count as love? Secret love? Who? Hizou was stunned. With Christine's looks, whoever she likes, she can just beckon her finger and the other person will rush over. Is there any need for secret love? Chen Mou. Chen Mou. Hizou tried hard to think about who this person was, and finally said in astonishment, Chen Yazhu. That's not surprising. Several of my good friends have secret love for Chen Yazhu, but unfortunately he's already taken. Hizou seemed to have suddenly realized something. It's called secret love, but in fact it's just admiration, similar to chasing stars. This sister named Christine must be in the same situation. Even though the famous grass has a master, I'll loosen the soil. Christine said. Hizou. Are you serious? She looked around nervously, afraid that Lin Sichen would appear nearby. If the hostess heard this, it would be terrible. Maybe both of them would be thrown out. Christine smiled. You really believed it? I lied to you. What's so good about Chen Mou? He's just a playboy. Hizou just breathed a sigh of relief, but after hearing the last sentence, she became even more nervous. Just now she was thinking about stealing Lin Sichen's girl, and now she was saying bad things about Chen Mou. Hizou felt that if she continued to hang out with Christine, she would not be able to escape the situation of being thrown out. Losing a banquet quota is not a big deal, but if Chen Mou is offended, the He family can't bear it. Sister, don't talk nonsense, we can't afford to offend Lord Chen. Seeing Hizou's worried look, Christine comforted her. It's okay, what's wrong with talking about him behind his back? It's all the truth. I'm here, Chen Mou won't do anything to you. Over the years of fighting in the starry sky, Chen Mou and Christine have fought side by side several times and carried out many tasks together. They should have some comradeship. At this time, Himeyodian came over, looking nervous. Xiaoxu, why are you sitting here? Come back with me. What's wrong? I'm having a good chat with his sister. Hizou didn't want to go back. Second grandpa and those people were just talking about polite things, which was annoying. You are not qualified to sit in this seat, understand? Himeyodian explained in her low voice. Although there is no clear rule, these seats are so good that the guests consciously give them up and wait for the real big shots to take their seats. The He family and some other families with good weight did not come here. Looking around, those who dared to sit here were all people from the Saint family who came to congratulate. Himeyodian raised his head and greeted Christine. Lord Christine. The Saint family who came to congratulate were not necessarily saints in person. Most of them were family heads who were at the high level of law scholars, or the second in command of the family. But the one in front of him was a genuine saint at the high level, and he had the hope of breaking through to the domain master. Haiyan couldn't help but be shocked. No one dared to sit down around Christine, of course, because the portion was not enough. Haiyan, however, did not know the truth and sat down casually, which was a bit offensive. Sister Haiyan is a nice person, let her sit here, and we can chat and relieve boredom. Christine said. Well, let's do as Lord Christine said. Haiyan quickly agreed with a smile. When leaving, Haiyan was in a good mood. He was worried that Haiyan would cause trouble, but he didn't expect it to be a blessing in disguise. If Christine can take care of him, the future of the He family will be promising. Sister, who are you? Haiyan was a little confused. She was also a smart person. Although the second grandfather did not say it clearly, judging from his actions, Christine's status must be extremely high, far above the He family. Saint? Guess what it is? Christine raised her glass. Come, have a drink. Oh. Haiyan also raised the wine glass in front of her and drank a sip dizzily, only to find that the red liquid in the wine glass was a drink, not wine. The two continued to chat, and the reception area ushered in another group of guests. More than 10 people worked together, chatting and walking. They were Su Dao, Chen Kai, Duan Hangcheng, and Yan, Zhu Chengwen and others, all of whom were Chen Mou's high school classmates. Su Dao and Chen Kai, two saints, are here too. I heard that they are extremely talented and have great hopes of being promoted to the realm of Domain Master. Everyone was talking about it at the table. However, the realm of Domain Master is much more difficult than that of Saint. Even if there is only one step away, it is possible to be stuck for more than 10 years or even decades. For someone like Chen Mou to break through so smoothly, it can only be described as incredible. I'm not familiar with the others. That one seems to be Duan Hangcheng. He seems to be in charge of Yonghua city and manages it well. That and Yin is the little princess of Zhai Group, right? Zhai Group has grown more and more recently. Its business has spread to the province and is expected to expand to the whole country. Those present were all people of high status and position. Zhai Group was not worthy of their attention. But Yin was a classmate of Chen Mou, Su Dao and Chen Kai, so people dared not offend her. Then, 3 more girls came in. Their faces bright and beautiful. Isn't this Yan Huale, the daughter of Yonghua city's richest man? Is she qualified to come in? One person was obviously stunned when he saw this scene. Don't you see who is next to her? That's Zhang Xiaotong, the daughter of Zhang Shen. Her father was once the teacher of Lord Chen Yu, and she has a good relationship with Lord Chen Yu. The trio of Zhang Xiaotong, Yan Huale, and Xianyu came side by side. Zhang Xiaotong seemed to be quite familiar with this place, and led the two of them forward with ease. Afterwards, classmates from Xinghua Academy, such as Wang Jun's, He's Haij, and Ho Yuan's Hao, also came to visit. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 358, Magical World. The manor was crowded with visitors. Classmates and comrades came to celebrate. But there were also many people who didn't like to join in the fun and had no plans to come. For example, Principal Hu of Yonghua High School, Jehefen, Tang Jianan and others only sent a blessing through the internet. Haiyan sat next to Christine, trembling. Finally, many people sat down around, and each of them had a shocking background, which made Haiyan feel a huge pressure. Lord Chen has worked hard and made great contributions to the country. Now he has been promoted to the realm of Lord. It is really gratifying. I come to send blessings on behalf of the Su family. Su Heng took a seat. Su Heng is very handsome, and extraordinary. He is the only one Haiyan has ever seen in her life, but she has no intention of going up to make friends with him. Because the other party is a saint. The entire He family is tied up, and they can't compare with the other party in status and strength. Meng Ziming strode forward and found a seat to sit down. Today is a good day, suitable for free food and drinks. Haiyan's heart skipped a beat. Another saint. I'm here, why hasn't the meal started yet? When Cheng Yiming came, he had nothing in his hands and didn't bring any gifts. According to him, we are all classmates, so there is no need to be polite. Even so, he was warmly received and led to the reception area. As soon as he walked in, Cheng Yiming looked around, Meng Ziming, you are here too. What do you mean I'm here too? Chen Mou and I are friends who have lived together for a lifetime. How can I not come to support him? Meng Ziming replied. Chen Yiming chuckled and exposed him mercilessly. There may be some friendship between classmates, but a life and death friendship. Could it be that time when you were chased by Qingyang territory and Chen Mou happened to pass by and saved you? Meng Ziming's eyes jumped and he snorted coldly. If you were in that situation, you wouldn't be able to stand it. You dare to mock me? Have you forgotten that you were once? It's not as bad as you say. It's just a strategic retreat. Chen Yiming didn't expect Meng Ziming to know about this matter. What a mistake. I remember that you once. Did you also? At that time, Hizhu didn't dare to say a word. The gods were fighting and exposing each other's not-so-glorious scenes in the past. She was worried that she would be killed if she heard too much. The two seemed to realize the seriousness of the problem. They shut up at the same time and turned to compliment each other. Guests arrived one after another, and all the seats were full. Dishes were served one after another like products from an assembly line. They were all rare treasures, and the aroma was overflowing. Chen Mou and Lin Sichen came hand in hand. Welcome all guests. I hope everyone can have fun and enjoy the food. Brother Mou, congratulations on your promotion to the domain master. Come and have a drink. Chen Kai picked up a high-heeled cup. Yes, 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 have a drink. With Chen Kai taking the lead, everyone responded loudly and stood up to raise their glasses. Brother Mou, have a drink. I wish Brother Mou and Fairy Chen a happy marriage. Brother Mou's style is still as good as before. Brother Mou is still strong in his old age. Brother Mou is always a god. This wine has a great color and must taste good. Brother Mou, I won't go home until I'm drunk today. Chen Mou's face darkened. Why did the phrase still strong in his old age come up? Come on, don't be polite to me, let's drink from the bottle and step on the box. Chen Mou raised his glass and drank it all in one gulp, full of heroic spirit. Everyone applauded loudly and followed suit. But after taking a sip, their faces looked a little strange. Why did the drink in the cup not feel like wine? It looked like wine, smelled like wine, and tasted a little like wine. But it was really not wine. It's the same with wine-flavored beverages. Chen Mou explained, wine can hurt your body, and drinking too much is not good. Everyone wanted to say that we are at a high level and we are not afraid of hurting our bodies. Blowing the bottle and drinking from the box, why does it feel a little strange when it comes to drinking beverages? Ho Yuan's house spoke up, okay, wine-flavored beverages can let us experience the taste of wine, but they are not addictive and harmful to the body like wine. I can only say that the boss's ideological realm is high. With him taking the lead, others also said that they had learned something and should vigorously promote this kind of beverage. It must be of great help to the healthy growth of young people. Yes. Chen Mou nodded with satisfaction. Judging from the feedback from everyone, his idea was really good. Chen Mou and Lin Sichen toasted all the way. No, they toasted wine-flavored beverages, and the atmosphere was warm. Wang Jun's, He's Haija and others clinked glasses with Chen Mou one by one. Chen Mou, long time no see, you are still as charming as ever. Christine sipped her drink, and a smile that brightened the world appeared on her face. Everyone present was a little distracted when they saw this scene. Lin Sichen narrowed his eyes slightly, which was interesting. An invisible hostility flowed between the two of them, and the atmosphere on the field was a little tense. Hizhu's heart was in her throat, it was over, and a war was about to start. Chen Mou seemed to be unaware of this atmosphere. Miss Christine is more charming than before. Thank you for your compliment, and I wish the friendship between the Federation and Huiki will last forever. Christine sat down without further expression, and a war was eliminated invisibly. Chen Mou continued to move forward and toasted one by one. The guests and hosts were all happy. After night fell, the banquet finally came to an end, and everyone said goodbye one after another. Himeodian and Hizhu also embarked on the journey back to their family. Xiaoxu, how do you feel about today's banquet? Himeodian asked. It's terrible. Hizhu said. Horrible. Himeodian was stunned. There are 7 or 8 saints sitting at my table, and I dare not say a word. The pressure is too great. Hizhu looked frightened. You, say a few more words, go up and make friends. Himeodian shook his head and sighed. Hizhu is still a little naive. What's wrong with the saint? It's not like they will eat you. However, Chen Mou attracted so many saints to a banquet, which is really a big deal. 7 or 8 saints, And that's just that table, not the whole banquet. A star war has increased the number of saints a lot. But saints are still extremely rare and have a very high status in the whole Huoki. The He family has always wanted to increase the influence of the family, but unfortunately there is no saint sitting in the seat. This is a flaw that cannot be compensated by other aspects. With the increase in the number of saints, the resources on Ziggy Star are not enough to share, but I heard that Huoki is about to launch a star strategy, continue to expand its territory, and develop many planets. Our He family has no saints, so we have to make plans early and find a backer. Himeodian suddenly revealed a hidden message. Huoki has received many scientific and technological achievements from Qingyang domain and is digesting them quickly. It is conceivable that in the near future, the level of civilization will be upgraded. Hizu was surprised when she heard the news, looking for a backer. Sister Christine said that I can go to her to play in the future and I can talk to her about any difficulties. Himeodian was a little surprised when he heard this. Saints are different from saints. Christine is a high-level saint, stronger than many saints. Moreover, Christine has unlimited potential and has the hope of being promoted to domain master. A domain master is much stronger than a saint. The only pity is that Christine is from the Xingyu Federation. How great would it be if she was from Huoki? At this stage, our country has a good relationship with the Xingyu Federation. It doesn't matter if our He family and the Civita family have a closer relationship. Himeodian was in a good mood as he thought about it. At this time, Hizu continued, "Second Grandpa, I found out something else. Miss Lin Sichin and Miss Christine don't seem to be very friendly." Himeodian was in a bad mood again when he heard this. The He family and the Lin family have a good relationship, and they usually have to rely on the Lin family for care. If they offend Lin Sichin for Christine, it doesn't seem worth it. Himeodian was troubled and asked quickly, "What's going on?" "I can't be sure. It seems that because of Lord Chen, the two of them are secretly competing." Hizu said uncertainly. "Huh? I didn't expect Lord Chen to be so powerful. He wants to hug people left and right." Himeodian understood and said in amazement, "But it's not surprising. It is said that beauty goes with heroes. Lord Chen is only in his 30s, but he has cultivated to such a high level. I'm afraid he will be invincible in the world in the future." In the Chen family manor, many guests dispersed, and someone would go to clean the tables and venues, so Chen Mou didn't have to worry about it. Chen Mou and Lin Sichin walked out of the manor and took a leisurely walk in the suburbs. "Sister Chen, today is a festive day. Why don't we do something festive to celebrate?" Chen Mou suggested. "What happy event?" Lin Sichin had just had a question, but when she saw Chen Mou's strange look, her face suddenly turned red and she understood. "HMPH, don't think about it, we broke up a long time ago." Lin Sichin's face was serious. Chen Mou was puzzled. "Broken up? When?" "On the day I graduated." Lin Sichin unconsciously thought of what happened that day, and his face turned redder. "No way, I didn't agree at that time." Chen Mou was stunned. He had forgotten something that happened more than 10 years ago. Lin Sichin said confidently, "Divorce requires mutual consent, but breaking up doesn't. I can just announce it unilaterally. Then you will come home with me to meet my parents. I didn't say I was your girlfriend. As a friend, can't I come to visit my uncle and aunt? Then you will hold hands with me. Friends can also hold hands." Chen Mou scratched his head. Then, can friends do that kind of thing? No. Chen Mou was depressed, very depressed. The quiet night sky, the cool breeze, and the picturesque scenery seemed to have become less beautiful. As they walked, Chen Mou suddenly had an idea. "Sister Chen, I like you, be my girlfriend. I am so smart, breaking up is nothing, I can just confess again and then get back together." Lin Sichin, "I'm sorry, you are a good person, but we are not suitable." Chen Mou, "Well, there is no way." Chen Mou doesn't care about that kind of thing, and he is not very enthusiastic. "But for no reason, your girlfriend tells you that I am not your girlfriend, and you have been wishful thinking for so many years. This is a bit magical." Chen Mou felt that he was in a state of doubting his life. Is it me who is wrong, or is it the world that is wrong? "Don't be sad," Lin Sichin comforted Chen Mou, "I can show you a clear way. Koshiro actually has a certain liking for you, why don't you pursue her? I think you can get the beauty." Chen Mou felt even more magical when he heard it. The sister broke up with her boyfriend, and then persuaded her boyfriend to pursue her sister. Magical people, magical words, magical world. "Sister Chen, you don't have to test me. I am absolutely sincere to you. Chen Mou thought for a while and understood. Oh, you want to test me with your sister? You really think I have no knowledge? I am still testing you. Am I that kind of boring person? Lin Sichen shook her head. Chen Mou listened and seemed to agree. Ah, I know. It must be Christine who stimulated you today. There is really nothing between her and me. Chen Mou figured it out again. If it is not a test, then it is jealousy. So smart, worthy of being the love saint Chen Mou. Lin Sichen said, you have a rich imagination. I have said that I don't plan to find a boyfriend. I don't have any opinion about Christine. Even if you really get together, I will not be angry. I will only wish you all the best. Love Saint Chen Mou suffered another blow. Why do my ideas always go wrong? If it is an ordinary girl, saying no often means yes, and saying yes often means no. But Lin Sichen is different. She will not speak in a sarcastic way. What she says is what she means. The theory taught by Wang Juns does not seem to be reliable. Chen Mou began to reflect on his roommate's teachings. Chen Mou and Lin Sichen walked around and returned to the manor in a depressed mood. Sister Chen, why don't I pursue you again now? I think, with my perseverance, I will definitely move you. Chen Mou came up with a plan again. I've already told you to pursue Chuan Zuo. That's not good. She has already assumed that I am her brother-in-law. Chen Mou's face was tangled, feeling very strange. What's the matter? I'll go and explain it to her now, and say that we broke up a long time ago. Lin Sichen was about to leave immediately. No, no, no. Chen Mou hurriedly pulled Lin Sichen. I don't have any thoughts about her. What do you mean by no thoughts? I don't believe it. Go ahead. I'm really not testing you. Look at my sister who has been single for so many years and no one wants her. How pitiful is that? Lin Sichen said. Chen Mou didn't believe it. Lin Xuanzuo was beautiful, talented, and had a good family background. Now his cultivation was still so strong. How could no one want him? Go quickly. Lin Sichen stretched out her white and tender palm and pushed Chen Mou. Okay. Chen Mou took a step forward, resolutely. Then he stopped again. Forget it. My mind is a little confused now. I want to be quiet. Go ahead. Lin Sichen put her arms around Chen Mou's neck and blew gently in his ear. Chen Mou trembled all over. In order to make me pursue her sister, she even used the beauty trick? Magical people, magical world. I want to be quiet. Chen Mou said with some difficulty. Come with me. Lin Sichen suddenly pulled Chen Mou, walked into the room, and gently closed the door. No way. Chen Mou swallowed. Magic. The next morning, Chen Mou pushed Lin Sichen. Sister Chen, get up. Wait, sleep a little longer. Lin Sichen replied dazedly. The beauty is like jade, with a lazy style. 3 seconds later, she suddenly sat up and looked at Chen Mou. Go, you know. Chapter 359? We are not suitable. Do you really want to go? Chen Mou was a little entangled. You must go. Lin Sichen said. Okay. After walking out of the room and walking around the manor, Chen Mou found Lin Xuanzuo. She was swimming in the swimming pool in the garden with Xiaobei. Come on, swim another lap. By swimming, you can consume the energy of the fruit, and then you can eat. Lin Xuanzuo directed Xiaobei. Xiaobei fluttered in the pool. I have swum many laps, why do I still feel full? That proves that I haven't swum enough. Keep going. The two beauties, one big and one small, looked particularly beautiful with their laughter. Chen Mou watched quietly from a distance, and couldn't bear to go forward to destroy this beautiful scene. Lin Sichen followed, stretched out her finger and poked Chen Mou's back, and signaled with her eyes, go. Chen Mou made up his mind and strode forward. Xiaobei noticed Chen Mou's arrival and waved his little hand. Dad, are you awake? Come and play with us. You guys play, he. Chen Mou forced a smile. Lin Xuanzuo said, Chen Mou, what's the matter? Ah, nothing, the weather is nice today. Chen Mou looked up at the sky. Lin Xuanzuo also looked up, and it was indeed sunny and warm. It's really nice. I'm leaving first, you guys have fun. Chen Mou turned around and left. You're pissing me off. Seeing Chen Mou coming back, Lin Sichen eyed him hard. Hurry up and do it, don't be a coward. Chen Mou grabbed Lin Sichen's hand. Sister Chen, don't you feel this is weird? I think it's better to forget it. What do you mean forget it? You promised me last night, do you want to break your promise? Lin Sichen glared. Chen Mou had no choice but to go back to the swimming pool. Dad, Come and play with me. Xiaobei popped his head out of the water. You play by yourself first. Chen Mou said. Oh. Xiaobei dived into the water with another thud. What do you want to do? Do you want to come down and swim? Lin Chuanzuo could see that Chen Mou was not quite right, and he seemed to be hesitant to speak. Swimming. Chen Mou swallowed his saliva. Forget it, come up, I have something to tell you. Lin Chuanzuo rose from the water, drops of water sliding down his body. What is it? Tell me. Well. Chen Mou hesitated again. He turned his head and glanced at Lin Sichen, who gave him a stern look. Well, you are pretty. Chen Mou said. Oh, thank you. Lin Chuanzuo was puzzled. Why did he say this without any reason? He couldn't hear what Chen Mou wanted to express. Chen Mou hesitated again. No, he couldn't speak. He made up his mind. A man can't say no. Can't be a coward. I like you, be my girlfriend. Chen Mou said with all his strength. A question mark appeared above Lin Chuanzuo's head. Is it a holiday today? Why did you suddenly come to joke with me? Chen Mou's hesitation gradually turned into determination. No, I'm serious, are you willing? But, you are my brother-in-law. She broke up with me. Chen Mou said. She broke up with me, I broke up with her, the order of the two is not quite the same. But Lin Chuanzuo didn't hear it, her face flushed, a little angry. No, you get my sister back immediately. She proposed to break up, and she refused to accept my pursuit. Chen Mou was a little helpless. Do you understand what it means to be persistent? Look at your brain, you don't even know how to chase a girl. Lin Chuanzuo was very disappointed. Chen Mou wanted to say that I couldn't do it anyway, but he couldn't admit such a shameful thing. After all, he is a generation of love saint, Chen Mou, the Lord of Chen Domain. Fortunately, Lin Sichen came over at this time. Sister, I propose the breakup. We broke up peacefully and can still be friends in the future. It just so happens that you two have feelings for each other, why don't you get together as a couple? Lin Chuanzuo also had a strange expression on his face at this moment. Why did things feel a little magical? Lin Sichen took another step forward and whispered in Lin Chuanzuo's ear, Sister, just agree to him. In fact, I can see that Chen Mou has had feelings for you for a long time, but he is just embarrassed to express it. Lin Chuanzuo struggled. No, Chen Mou, you are a good person, but we are not suitable. Then he fled away, leaving only a sentence. Chen Mou, take care of Xiaobei. Hey, this is not a big problem. Maybe the situation is too sudden. Chuanzuo can't accept it. Wait until she calms down, and then I will go over to persuade her. It will be successful. Lin Sichen is full of confidence. Forget it. Chen Mou said, just broke up, and turned around to confess to another person. Why do you feel that I am a scumbag? Lin Sichen glanced at Chen Mou, with a smile on his face. Don't feel it, you are. The most important thing for a person is to recognize yourself and don't be too timing. Chen Mou. How did he become a scumbag? Well, it seems to be true. Xiaobei flew up from the swimming pool and hung on Chen Mou's neck. Dad, why did Aunt Lin leave? She has something urgent to do. Chen Mou said, are you still swimming? No. Xiaobei was a little distressed. Swimming doesn't work. I still feel full after swimming so many laps. Chen Mou wanted to laugh. How much energy is contained in the blood moon fruit? If you want to digest it by swimming, I'm afraid you can't digest much even if you swim 1,000 laps. Lin Chuanzuo was just teasing Xiaobei. In this case, Xiaobei's body can only slowly absorb and transform the energy. Xiaobei is quite strong, and he will be fine after a few days. Then go back to the room first, and change your swimsuit back to a little skirt. Chen Mou held Xiaobei's hand with one hand and Lin Sichen's hand with the other, and walked forward. Xiaobei changed into beautiful clothes in the room, while Chen Mou and Lin Sichen were discussing important matters outside. Lin Sichen said, I think she has calmed down enough now. It's time for me to act. Chen Mou said, forget it. We just broke up and you asked me to confess. Maybe she thinks I'm looking for a substitute and can't accept it. Chen Mou also felt that his behavior was indeed quite scumbag. Not good. It's okay. I just need to explain it to Chuanzuo. Besides, we didn't just break up. We broke up more than 10 years ago. Lin Sichen ignored Chen Mou's obstruction and acted decisively. After a heart-to-heart talk, Lin Chuanzuo still shook his head. Lin Sichen was a little angry. How could his sister still not accept it after explaining it clearly? Chuanzuo, tell me honestly, Do you like Chen Mou? Maybe a little bit. Isn't that enough? You like him and he likes you, everyone is happy. He didn't take the initiative to confess. It was you, sister, who asked him to come. But he likes you. Maybe, not that much, just like the relationship between brother and sister. Lin Chuanzuo sighed. Lin Sichen was a little helpless. You are just too idealistic. Feelings can be cultivated slowly. Think about it carefully. He shook his head and turned away. Chapter 360, Out of the Starry Sky. Lin Chuanzuo sat on a chair and suddenly took out a mobile phone, logged into the Zuan's exchange network, and sent a message. Military advisor, the person I like just confessed to me. This feeling is really wonderful. When I heard that sentence, my heart was pounding and my head was dizzy. But I didn't accept it. He and my sister are living a happy life. There is no need for me to get involved. I will continue to see him like this in the future. If they have a child, I can help take care of it. Lin Chuanzuo waited for a while, but there was no reply from the other side. The gray avatar was silent. Lin Chuanzuo was not surprised by this, because more than 10 years ago, the dog-headed military advisor had not logged into the Zuan's exchange network again. The other party would not reply to the message Lin Chuanzuo sent to him. Knowing this, Lin Chuanzuo still had to send it. Because she didn't expect the other party to respond, she just wanted to find a place like a tree hole to confide her feelings. I wonder if the dog-headed military advisor is doing well now. Lin Chuanzuo was a little worried. Maybe the other party was just tired of the Zuan's exchange network. Maybe the other party had tried his best for the country in the past 10 years, fought on the Starry Sky battlefield, and unfortunately died there. Maybe the other party was too old and his lifespan had ended. Maybe the other party had an accident. Lin Chuanzuo thought of many possibilities, and the best case was the first one above. It is really hard not to worry when a person disappears for no reason. Lin Chuanzuo also thought about using his connections to check the origin of the dog-headed military advisor account. However, this would be a bit like prying into the privacy of the other party, which is not respectful enough. On the other hand, Lin Chuanzuo was also worried about finding out some bad news. It is also good to keep a hope like this. Maybe the other party is fine, and after many years, he suddenly remembers that he still has such an account and announces that he is going to open a new masterpiece. When the time comes, Lin Chuanzuo will definitely go to support him. Lin Chuanzuo closed the website software on his mobile phone, as if closing his past years. Thank you. On the other side, Chen Mou saw Lin Sichen return. What did she say? Lin Sichen shook his head. Okay. Chen Mou felt a little regretful, a little disappointed, and a little relieved. Lin Sichen hesitated to speak, and finally remained silent. In fact, she wanted to tell Chen Mou that the reason was that you were not proactive enough. But if she told Chen Mou the truth, he would take the initiative. Then, is this initiative Chen Mou's true thoughts, or is it the influence of the outside world? Chuanzuo, she should still hope to see Chen Mou's true thoughts. Although Chuanzuo rejected you, don't be discouraged. Try to pursue her, there is still a chance. Lin Sichen hinted. Forget it, maybe she doesn't like me. You can't force this kind of thing. Chen Mou shook his head. You. Lin Sichen was so angry that he didn't want to talk to him. Then you'll be single for the rest of your life? Lin Sichen snorted and turned away. Why are you angry? Chen Mou was a little confused. It seems that even her love saint can't understand a girl's heart. The next day, Chen Mou and Lin Chuanzuo met by chance at the manor. The two were a little embarrassed, but soon calmed down and returned to the state of friends before, talking and laughing. It's really slow to be promoted to domain master in my 30s. Chen Mou temporarily put aside the matter of feelings and thought about the way of cultivation. Solving the Qingyang domain, although most of it was Zhu's credit, was considered to have overcome a staged problem. But the ultimate challenge has not yet been solved. In Chen Mou's eyes, the Qingyang domain was just an ant-like existence, a stumbling block on the road ahead, not to be feared. The final battle was extremely difficult. In that battle, Chen Mou was beaten terribly and could only reverse time and space to seek a glimmer of hope. This can be said to be a disastrous defeat. Moreover, Chen Mou was worried that if he still failed in this life, he might not even be able to use the means of reversing time and space. After all, the opponent he faced was a god. If the timeline changes frequently, the other party might notice it and have means to stop it. After practicing to the realm of domain master, Spiritual fruits such as blood moon fruit can no longer meet my needs. Maybe I have to go out and see if there is any energy in the galaxy. After staying at home for a few days, Chen Mou finally said goodbye to everyone and left into the vast starry sky. Dad left again. Xiaobei's little face was a little distressed. Maybe he still has some troubles in his heart. Lin Sichen thought thoughtfully. Cultivating to the level of domain master, one's status has reached the top in the purple star civilization system. Not to mention that Chen Mou's combat power far exceeds that of ordinary domain masters. Generally speaking, there is nothing to worry about people like this. The biggest threat, King Haiyan domain, has disappeared, and the next days, just enjoy peace and happiness. But Lin Sichen also knows that Chen Mou is not simple, and his background is very important. In his eyes, domain master is not the end, but just a stop on the journey. Chen Mou has a secret in his heart. Lin Sichen can feel it, but since he doesn't say it, Lin Sichen won't ask. Chen Mou did not take a spaceship, but rushed out of the atmosphere by himself and walked in the vast starry sky. With his current realm, he burst out with all his strength, and his forward speed is much faster than that of a spaceship. On the one hand, Chen Mou can use the ability of the domain master to make space jumps. For example, the goddess of order can jump directly from one planet to another. In addition, Chen Mou can also fly directly. Using space ability, one's own speed can exceed the speed of light. In a vacuum, the speed of an object cannot exceed the speed of light. But this is only a restriction on objects. In fact, the speed of the expansion of the universe is faster than the speed of light. Chen Mou controls the power of space and can also travel faster than the speed of light, or make space jumps like a spaceship. The former Jinwu galaxy seemed very large and difficult to cross in the vast space. But from Chen Mou's current perspective, the Jinwu galaxy is just that. Together with many star systems, it constitutes a vast territory of the suspended galaxy. Today's Zijixing civilization is still developing inside the Jinwu galaxy and has not gone out much. But it can be expected that in the near future, it will inevitably enter the suspended galaxy. On the one hand, it can discover resource planets and mine minerals, and on the other hand, it can also choose some planets with better conditions and transform them into habitable planets. Chen Mou is now one step ahead in walking in many star systems inside the suspended galaxy. The spiritual energy of this planet is quite rich, and the environmental conditions are also good. I don't know why no life has been born. Chen Mou found a good planet. The birth of life is too complicated and is a miracle of the universe. Even if the conditions are completely suitable, life may not be born, not to mention that the conditions of this planet are only acceptable. In that case, I won't be polite. Chen Mou stood in the vacuum and stretched out his hand towards the planet. The spiritual energy on it seemed to be attracted and rushed towards Chen Mou. Chapter 361, Devourer. The spiritual energy was surging, attracted by Chen Mou, and rushed in madly. The spiritual energy of the entire planet was boundless, and it took Chen Mou 2 months to completely absorb it. Burp, not bad. Chen Mou burped, and he felt a little full after swallowing so much spiritual energy. His current situation is that he has absorbed all the spiritual energy of the planet and stored it in his body, but it will take some time to completely digest it. His own realm has become much more solid, and his combat power has increased again. The planet whose spiritual energy was devoured by Chen Mou has become a little dim, as if it has lost its vitality. This planet is considered useless and is no longer suitable for life. I don't know how long I have to wait before the day when the spiritual energy will revive. The universe is so cruel. Swallowing and plundering are very common things. Chen Mou is relatively good, and he found an uninhabited planet to devour. Many planets inhabited by living beings will also face the situation of being swallowed. Living beings like to live on planets with rich spiritual energy. Planets with rich spiritual energy are more likely to give birth to living beings. The two complement each other. Therefore, planets with life often have more spiritual energy than uninhabited planets. This kind of planet is easily targeted by the strong. Spiritual energy is not oxygen. Even if it is completely devoured, the creatures on the planet will not die, but discomfort is inevitable, the quality of life will decline, and it is easier to get sick. Moreover, without spiritual energy, it is difficult to practice, and technology can only be developed. As for the more ferocious predators, they will devour the spiritual energy on the planet together with the creatures. In the name of replenishing blood and ki. Time passed day by day, and Chen Mou wandered around the suspended galaxy. The entire suspended galaxy was dead silent, and Chen Mou did not see any living creatures. The only place where life exists is the Jinwu galaxy. Chen Mou comprehended the power of the law along the way, absorbed the spiritual energy of each star, and his cultivation gradually grew stronger. Sometimes, Chen Mou would enter the interior of a star and feel the raging heat. The surface temperature of an ordinary star is only a few thousand degrees, which Chen Mou can completely bear. However, the deeper you go, the higher the temperature. The interior of a star can reach tens of millions of degrees. Chen Mou dare not challenge this temperature easily. It seems that I sensed the breath of silver thread. When passing a dark purple planet, Chen Mou suddenly stopped. Silver thread is a very special material. It is tough and soft, which is very suitable for making clothes. This is not a big deal. What's more important is that it can accommodate the law very well. The two are melted into one, thus becoming indestructible. Silver thread is very rare and can be sold at a good price in the central galaxy. Such a precious thing, I didn't expect that I could find it just by strolling around. I am indeed the son of destiny. No, I defy the heavens and change my fate. Chen Mou laughed and was very proud. It's also good for me to use this thing to make a piece of clothing, so that I won't accidentally break my clothes in the future battles and let the opponent say that I am a hooligan. And a good piece of clothing also has a certain defensive effect. Where is the silver thread exactly? Chen Mou scanned out his consciousness and sensed it carefully. It's probably at this position, close to the center of the earth. Chen Mou made a move and blasted the dark purple planet, cracking it. He now has at least the power equivalent to 3 or 4 oceans. If he attacks with all his strength, it is not difficult to crack a planet. Inside the hot magma, Chen Mou grabbed a handful of silver threads. A large mass of messy threads appeared in Chen Mou's hand, showing a light silver color, like metal but not metal, like fiber but not fiber. Very light. A special material. Chen Mou had a lot of silver threads in his hand, enough to make a dozen or 20 sets of clothes. Laws, gather. Chen Mou's thoughts moved, and the lore runes in the void were lit up one by one, rushing into the silver threads under his control. Just like a sponge can absorb water, the silver threads can also absorb the laws of heaven and earth, and the amount absorbed is not small. The luster of the silver threads has increased a little, and it is more agile. After a while, Chen Mou stopped. Now even if the saint bombards it with all his strength, there is no way to break it, but if you want to resist the attack of the domain master, you must not only continue to infuse the laws, but also temper it to increase the strength of the material. Chen Mou sensed the coordinate direction of the purple pole star and set off on his way home. Chen Mou was doing two things at the same time. While hurrying on the road, he tempered the silver threads. I'm back. Chen Mou shouted when he returned to the Chen family manor. A small figure rushed out with a whoosh and hung on Chen Mou. Dad, why did you leave for so long without calling me? Don't you want me anymore? Woo woo woo. Touching Xiao Bei's little head, Chen Mou felt a little ashamed. Not only with Xiao Bei, but also with his parents, Lin Sichin and others, Chen Mou was rarely together. However, Chen Mou had no choice but to practice, and there were not many cultivation resources near Ziji Star. For ordinary people, practicing to the level of domain master would be enough. But Chen Mou would never stop there. There are many crises in the infinite universe. Even if there are no future opponents, it is hard to guarantee that there will not be some predators that will devour the entire planet. Coincidentally, the next realm of the domain master is called Devourer. The domain master can only devour the planet's aura or the creatures on the surface, but the devourer devours the entire planet. Useful metal essences will be melted into the body of the devourer, and impurities such as oil will be discharged. Ordinary devourers only devour asteroids, but the strong ones can swallow stars and turn them into their own energy. Without strong strength, facing the devourer, there is no chance to struggle. Chen Mou did not want to stay quietly in a corner, praying that this place would not be discovered by the strong, but to fight hard and be the master of the universe. At this time, Chen Mou thought of an advertisement for a kun-raising game. Starting with a kun, evolution depends entirely on swallowing. The strong devour the weak. This is natural. Xiao Bei's melancholy mood came and went quickly. Chen Mou coaxed him with a few words. Xiao Bei, look what I brought back for you. A set of beautiful little clothes. Chen Mou took out the clothes and pants he made with plain silver silk on the road. The shape of this set is just right for Xiao Bei. Well, thank you, Dad. Xiao Bei took it, with a big doubt in his small eyes. The beautiful little clothes my dad gave me. If this set can be considered clothes, can it be considered? It should be considered. But it's so ugly. Xiaobei is about to cry because of the ugliness. I don't want to wear it. I don't want to wear this. Xiaobei shook his head repeatedly. Why? This set of clothes is much better than the one you're wearing. The price is at least thousands or tens of thousands times more. Chen Mou felt that Xiaobei really didn't know the value of things, but it was no wonder, he was just a kid. Chapter 362, Leaving. This dress is so ugly, where did you buy it, Dad? Xiaobei asked with his head tilted. Ugly? Chen Mou took a look at the dress made of plain silver thread. Isn't it pretty? Well, it's a little ugly, just a little. I found the materials myself and made it myself. Chen Mou said. No wonder. Xiaobei suddenly realized. What do you mean? Chen Mou heard it, looking down on me. This dress is only one silver white color, it's dazzling, like a nouveau riche, and the style is so ugly. Xiaobei looked disgusted. It doesn't matter if it's a little ugly, as long as it's practical. I tell you, this dress is engraved with my invincible law. Wearing it can stimulate the protective function. It is not a problem to resist the full strength attack of the domain master. If you face a saint, you can also fight back. Chen Mou adheres to the principle of practicality. What's wrong with being a little ugly? It's just useful. No, I don't want to wear it. Xiaobei refused. At this time, Chen Jianai and Tan Ziyuan also came out. Dad, Mom, you're just in time. I have a set of clothes for you. Chen Mou pulled out 2 sets of clothes from the void like a magic trick. This is the ability of the domain master, which can place some things in the space opened up by himself. However, with Chen Mou's current strength, he can't open up a large space, and can only place some small things. Tan Ziyuan looked at Chen Mou. Finally back, you've been away for a year. Where did you buy these strange clothes? Chen Jianai said, has the popular trend in our country changed again? Strange clothes, changing trends. What's the connection? Chen Mou felt that they really didn't know how to appreciate it at all. Several people returned to the manor. Chen Mou called Lin Sichen and Lin Chuan from the Lin family to be the 2 girls. He gave out clothes, but they were also disliked. Whether it is good or not is secondary, beauty is the most important. However, Lin Sichen also proposed a solution, asking Chen Mou to disassemble the clothes into silk threads again, and then she would ask a professional team to dye the silk threads, carefully design and create styles, and customize several sets of clothes. Chen Mou thought this was a good idea and gave all the materials to Lin Sichen. All the materials could make about 20 sets of clothes, and there was still a lot left after 2 sets for each person. In fact, at their level, clothes would not get dirty, and the dirt on the clothes could be removed by just moving the laws. The reason for preparing 2 sets was just to change them occasionally and have a sense of freshness. After staying at home for a while, Chen Mou went out to practice again. After traveling in the starry sky for 10 years, Chen Mou's strength was promoted to the high level of domain master, and stabilized, faintly touching the realm of devourer. Of course, it is too early to break through, and the promotion between major realms is much more difficult than the breakthrough of small realms. The promotion from saint to domain master is a qualitative change, and the promotion from domain master to devourer is another qualitative change. A powerful devourer can even devour a star, and its power is beyond the imagination of the domain master. An ordinary devourer can also devour asteroids. The domain master can crack an asteroid, but the devourer can swallow the asteroid as a whole, which is a big difference. While Chen Mou's strength is improving, Huoqi country is also speeding up its development, becoming stronger and more prosperous. The 4 countries joined forces to push their footprints to all parts of the suspended galaxy, and their technology, civilization, and economy have made great progress. Today, the strength of the Purple Star civilization is much stronger than that of the former Qingyang domain. The strength of parents and others has also risen steadily. Chen Mou gained a lot of military merits in the interstellar war. Even if humans won a great victory, the military merit system was not closed, and many spiritual medicines could still be purchased with military merits. Chen Mou couldn't use up so many spiritual medicines, and after being promoted to domain master, he felt that he couldn't use them, so he naturally gave them to his parents, Xiaobei, and others. It doesn't matter if the qualifications are not enough. Spiritual objects such as galaxy tears can improve qualifications. Drink more sips. Chen Jianai and Tan Ziuan are more talented than the geniuses of Mingdao University. Spiritual fruits such as blood moon fruit are also in large quantities. There is also the eternal life secret, which is a top-level practice in the universe. Chen Mou occasionally gives personal guidance. Compared with others who can only explore on their own, the gap is still obvious when they get guidance from Chen Mou. Even though his parents are old, they are still making rapid progress under the blessing of various factors. 10 years later, both parents have broken through to the high level of law scholar. Given more time, it will be no problem to break through to saint. Even saint is not the end. In the future, you can break through to domain master or even devourer, but it will take a long time. This is largely due to the eternal life secret. After all, it is a top-level practice, which beats all the practices of Zijixing civilization. It is simple to practice, progresses quickly, can greatly prolong life, and is easy to break through. All kinds of advantages are added to one. After returning from the starry sky, Chen Mou arranged all kinds of things, stayed for a while, and finally decided to leave. This time, I really have to go far away. I have visited all the nearby star systems. Now I am traveling far away. I don't know how many years it will take to return. Maybe hundreds of years, maybe thousands of years. Chen Mou's words were filled with a hint of parting sorrow. Parents are still here, don't travel far away, and travel must have a plan. This sentence means that children should support and respect their parents, and don't travel far away, but if they go out to fight for the right goal, that's fine. In addition to his parents, Chen Mou has many concerns on Zijixing. Dear relatives, teachers, and friends. After I leave, please help me take care of the Chen family. Chen Mou took Lin Sichen's hand. After so many years, Lin Sichen has already broken through to the Realm Master. The Chen family that Chen Mou mentioned not only includes Chen Mou's parents, but also some relatives. Don't worry about this, I will do my best. Moreover, after many years of fighting, many people in the country owe you favors. In the whole Huaki, I'm afraid there are few people who dare not give face to the Chen family. Lin Sichen stretched out his arms and put his arms around Chen Mou's neck. Are you really leaving? Chen Mou froze for a moment, then nodded slowly. Okay, I know, your stage is the starry sky. I wish you are invincible and recast the supreme godhood. Lin Sichen and Chen Mou hugged each other tightly, and then let go. Goodbye, Chuanzuo. Chen Mou said goodbye to Lin Chuanzuo. Chen Mou, goodbye, come back soon. Lin Chuanzuo's face was a little reluctant, and then turned into a free and easy smile. Chen Mou said goodbye to his parents and Xiaobei one by one, and visited some relatives. Next, Chen Mou visited some friends, such as Su Dao, Chen Kai, Wang Jins and others. Zhang Xingtang was reluctant to let Chen Mou go when he learned that he was leaving. His relationship with Qin Yan was a little strange now. They were a little close, but they were still unwilling to accept each other. This kind of operation made Chen Mou call him an expert. No, he called him a scumbag. Finally found someone who is worse than me. Passing by Liu Iron Star, Chen Mou went in to visit Zhao Wenlin, Zhao Mengying and others. This is where he once fought. Chapter 363, Primordial World. Liu Iron Star is now well built. Thanks to the increase in the number of artificial stars, the temperature in the human base has risen a lot and is no longer as cold as before. After getting rid of the threat of Qingyang domain, the people of Liu Iron Star can let go and build without any worries. The whole base is prosperous. Zhao Mengying has already broken through to the realm of the saint and is now the deputy star master. Gu Yongjin's position has also been promoted to the position of governor. Zhao Mengying was very happy about Chen Mou's visit, but after learning that he was going to travel the starry sky and might not be able to return for many years, he seemed a little depressed. The two walked around everywhere, and Zhao Mengying personally introduced to Chen Mou the rapid development of Liu Iron Star. In the end, Chen Mou said goodbye and left. In the dark universe, Chen Mou moved forward at a high speed, and in a blink of an eye he had crossed an endless journey. Wang Cheng, I said, we will see each other again. You can't escape. Chen Mou's eyes were filled with murderous intent. When humans and Qingyang domain fought a decisive battle, Wang Cheng did not appear. That's because Wang Cheng had already fled far away. Originally, his strategy was to fish in troubled waters, hoping to get the best of both forces and seek the greatest benefits. But after Wang Cheng failed to sneak attack Chen Mou, he was afraid that Chen Mou would settle accounts with him later, so he decided to escape from this place of right and wrong. However, when Chen Mou counterattacked Wang Cheng, he had secretly marked him and had a vague sense of his trajectory. Now is the time to settle accounts. After crossing 3 galaxies, Chen Mou stopped. Is this a naturally generated space node? No wonder Wang Cheng's trajectory broke after reaching here. Chen Mou carefully observed the front. This is a twisted vortex space, layer upon layer, and the light that comes here is bent and swallowed. Is this passage safe? Chen Mou carefully examined it. With Chen Mou's current physical strength, he can withstand being bombarded by a planet, so it's not a big problem. But if the space collapses, it will be enough for him to drink a pot. It should be fine. After inspection, Chen Mou judged that this passage was relatively stable. Leaping into the space channel, there was a feeling of dizziness. Time and space were completely in chaos and upside down, and I didn't know where I was. Moo. A strange cry came, which immediately aroused Chen Mou's vigilance. A strange creature was lingering outside the space channel. It had a crocodile head, a pterosaur body, and a scorpion barb behind it. Why did I meet a winged crocodile? Chen Mou said he was unlucky, praying that it was just passing by and they would not interfere with each other. This winged crocodile had at least reached the realm of a devourer, and was a strong one among them. Chen Mou could sense that there was a star burning inside it, providing it with endless energy. Devourers, whose realm was higher than that of domain masters, were naturally good at manipulating space. They were much higher than domain masters. Inside the winged crocodile, a space was directly opened up to compress and accommodate the star. When Chen Mou was at the beginning of the domain master, he could only open up a small space. Now that he has been promoted to the high level of domain master, the space he can open up is much larger, but it is still far behind that of the winged crocodile. Driven by the power of the space channel, Chen Mou moved forward quickly, crossing several light years in the blink of an eye. Moo. The winged crocodile spread its sky-covering bone wings and sneaked through the layers of space. The direction it was moving in was not consistent with Chen Mou, and it seemed that it had no intention of chasing Chen Mou. But this wave of space fluctuations suddenly spread out, instantly affecting the stability of the channel. Chen Mou seemed to hear a series of clicks in the space, and the entire channel began to vibrate. When a person is unlucky, even drinking cold water will get stuck in his teeth. Chen Mou has now encountered an unexpected disaster. This channel has existed for many years and has been relatively stable. As soon as Chen Mou arrived, he was affected by the winged crocodile within a minute. The channel exploded, and Chen Mou was directly thrown out by the turbulence. The extremely powerful space force tore every cell of Chen Mou. With a wow, Chen Mou spit out a mouthful of blood. There were cracks all over his body, and blood was gushing out. The clothes made of plain silver silk were torn a little and soaked in blood. Chen Mou fell out of the passage, passed through layers of atmosphere, and finally fell into jungle. The entire ground was deeply sunken by Chen Mou, about half a meter deep. His body density is too high now, and he fell from a very high place, so the impact force is amazing. This is the result of Chen Mou's last effort to control and slow down. If he doesn't control it, it will be a problem to smash a pit of dozens of meters and bury himself. Wu a long dragon roar came. Where is this? Chen Mou turned his neck with great effort and looked at the surrounding environment. The area nearby is lush, with green trees and towering trees. A huge dinosaur was walking nearby, and every step it took made the earth tremble faintly. The wild and vast breath came to his face, and Chen Mou felt as if he had traveled through time and space, from the modern world back to the ancient era. I came to the primitive world. Is this Genting dragon? The dinosaur, which was 10 meters tall and more than 40 meters long, landed on all fours and walked slowly. Coming to the front of several plants, the Genting dragon raised its long neck and began to nibble on the branches and leaves of unknown plants. Behind it, its slender and strong tail dragged on the ground to balance its body. The dragon was 40 meters long and its size was shocking. Imagine if it participated in a human sprint race, it would be almost a 50-meter track. According to Chen Mou's understanding, the Genting dragon was a herbivorous animal and was not very aggressive. Because of its huge size, the Genting dragon had to spend a lot of time every day on food intake to maintain its energy consumption. It would take more than 10 hours a day. The young leaves of the plants were swallowed into the mouth of the Genting dragon. It didn't chew much, which was too time-consuming. It just swallowed it directly and let the stomach digest it. When the Genting dragon was just born, it was only about 5 kilograms, but it only took 30 or 40 years for it to grow to 70 or 80 tons. At the peak of its growth, the Genting dragon could gain more than 40 kilograms a day. You can imagine how much food it had to take in to gain so much weight in a day. Being too big is probably a tragedy. Chen Mou had a realization in his heart. People worship the strong and admire strength. They often think that creatures with huge bodies have great impact and are at the top of the food chain. But as they grow huge, their energy consumption also increases dramatically. Whether it is a herbivorous animal or a carnivorous animal, they spend a lot of time foraging every day. After waking up from a deep sleep, the first thought is to find food. If you can't find it, you will starve. Spending more than 10 hours a day foraging and eating, do you have time to do other things? If the climate changes and the food in the environment decreases, this kind of large creature will suffer a great impact, and it is likely that a large number of them will starve to death. Chapter 364, Higher Races. While the Genting dragon was eating leisurely, Chen Mou saw several prolongs approaching slowly. They were the hunters in this area. Prolong's eyes flashed with a fierce light, and he stared at the Genting dragon. The Genting dragon was too big. Although it feeds on plants and is not very aggressive, few predators dare to provoke this giant. Obviously, Prolong is one of the few beasts that dare to provoke the Genting dragon. Prolong is about 10 meters long and weighs 4 or 5 tons. Its size is completely different from that of the Genting dragon. But their teeth are extremely sharp, their bodies are very flexible, and they travel in groups and hunt in teams. Several Prolongs approached from different directions and surrounded the Genting dragon. The Genting dragon noticed the approach of its opponent and let out a series of threatening roars. Facing the Genting dragon's warning, Prolong was not afraid. He roared and attacked at the same time. Hunters rushed from all directions, and the Genting dragon lost sight of one thing while focusing on another. Several wounds were added to its body in an instant, and pieces of meat were torn off fiercely. But the hunting road of the Prolong was not so smooth. They were facing a behemoth that weighed more than 10 times their own weight, and it was impossible to hunt without taking risks. The Genting dragon raised its feet and stepped hard on a Prolong in front of it. Jumping around all day, hunting this and that, if you dare to mess with me, I will crush you. The Prolong that was unfortunately hit was crushed by 10 times the weight, let out a wail, and its vitality began to fade. It was dead. The other Prolongs were not frightened by this scene, and still launched a fierce attack. Wounds appeared on the Genting dragon. The Prolong was too fast, and the Genting dragon found it difficult to resist. The huge body is sometimes a burden, and the flexibility is a little poor. The Genting dragon lost a lot of blood, and the situation became worse and worse. Finally, it fell down unwillingly. The Prolongs roared excitedly, and pounced together to share the fruits of victory. As for the companions who unfortunately died, who cares? Such a huge dragon body is enough for them to eat for many days. A Prolong was chewing excitedly, and suddenly raised its head and looked towards Chen Mou. Chen Mou's body was bleeding profusely, and the smell of blood on the surface of his body attracted its attention. After years of cultivation, every piece of flesh and blood in Chen Mou's body contained boundless essence. This kind of flesh and blood was much more delicious than the Genting dragon. The Prolong did not make a sound, and slowly moved its body towards this side. Its actions did not hide the attention of other Prolongs, and their companions followed. Chen Mou was speechless. He was now extremely injured and could not even move a finger. He could only watch silently. He was not afraid of being eaten by the Prolong. These beasts only had huge bodies, and had not practiced at all. Chen Mou's current cultivation power was at least comparable to the planetary level, and his body was also extremely powerful, thousands of times harder than steel. If the Prolong wanted to eat him, he would probably lose a mouthful of teeth. Although he was not afraid of being eaten, it was also very uncomfortable for these Prolongs to bite him and drool. The dragons were lingering near Chen Mou, making roars, but they didn't dare to come up. They felt an extreme threat from Chen Mou, who is the real overlord, the top of the food chain. The majestic aura made them tremble, and they just wanted to worship him. But facing this kind of food, they were reluctant to give up the dragons. Several dragons felt that if they could completely digest Chen Mou's blood, they might be able to make their bodies much stronger. What's more, Chen Mou couldn't move at all now, and let him be slaughtered. Several dragons looked at each other and stepped forward together. Evil beast, stop. A light rebuke followed by a flying sword. Blood splashed, and several majestic dragons were killed by a sword and fell in front of Chen Mou. A group of 4 people came from a distance, floating in the sky. These 4 people, 2 men and 2 women, were extraordinary in style and bearing. The two men were wearing armor and holding spears. They looked very heroic and had a fierce aura. One of the men had vertical pupils, and his fierceness was accompanied by a cold temperament. Both women were stunning. One of the women had a pair of black butterfly wings on her back, golden hair, a beautiful face, and a pair of toned long legs covered by a black long skirt. The other woman had long purple hair, a melon-shaped face with red eyes, and a slender and graceful figure. She wore silk gloves that covered her elbows and held a long sword in her hands. Brother Feng, he seems to be seriously injured, and blood is gushing out of his body. The woman with black butterfly wings said. The man with vertical pupils responded, indeed, let's go, let's not meddle in other people's business, the mission has not been completed yet. Just leave him here? Maybe he will die from excessive blood loss. The woman with butterfly wings said. The purple-haired woman's eyes were cold. Dear, Brother Feng is right. To survive in this world, kindness is unnecessary. Too much kindness will hurt yourself. We have done our best to save him from the hands of the dragon. Whether he can survive next depends on his luck. Okay then. A trace of pity flashed in the eyes of the butterfly-winged woman, but seeing that everyone said so, it was not easy to insist. Another man who had been silent all the time suddenly said, he seems to be a human. Human. The other three were shocked when they heard it. Humans are a high-level race. How could they fall to the point of waiting to die here? Was he attacked by some ferocious beast? Although they were not very clear about Chen Mou's cultivation level, they could see that a few dragons could not pose a threat to the man lying in a pool of blood. During the conversation between the few people, another message was revealed. Although they were all human-shaped, they did not belong to the human race, but were transformed from other races. After learning that Chen Mou was a human, the attitudes of the few people changed a little. The human race is the absolute ruler of this area and a superior race. Should we save him? Said the woman with butterfly wings. Saving a human is also a merit. If he has a noble status among the human race, the merit is even greater. The woman with butterfly wings was willing to rescue Chen Mou, but her words at this moment were guiding the emotions of the crowd. The other three were silent, as if they were considering the pros and cons. If we save him, we won't suffer much loss. At most, it will delay the mission. The man with vertical pupils began to analyze, but why is he here, covered in blood, waiting to die? If there is a struggle between the powerful and the nobles in the human race behind this, I'm afraid we will be involved. The purple-haired woman disagreed with saving Chen Mou at first, but now she changed her position. I am more inclined to believe that he was attacked by a ferocious beast and had to work hard to escape. With his strength, he should not be a noble, but saving a human is a small merit. We might as well take him with us. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 365, Wind and Thunder Magic Heart Fruit. Seeing that the other three people tended to agree, the vertical pupil man nodded, okay, let's save his life. The butterfly-winged woman landed on the ground. She moved her slender legs and slowly walked towards Chen Mou. Her high heels stepped on the soil and dead leaves, making a slight sound. How do you feel? The butterfly-winged woman had blonde hair and blinked her eyes. With the agility of a young girl, soft beams of light radiated from her hands and enveloped Chen Mou. Compared with the butterfly-winged woman, the purple-haired woman seemed more mature and stable, with an oval face, a slender body, and healthy wheat-colored skin. She also came forward to observe the situation, and when she saw Chen Mou's appearance, she couldn't help but frown. It was really too miserable. There was no intact part of Chen Mou's body. Every corner had cracks, like a torn rag doll. With such injuries, the purple-haired woman only wanted to ask one question, why are you not dead yet? It's not a curse, she's just really curious. The body was almost shattered. What kind of force made it like this? Was it a trained beast or something else? The purple-haired woman was a little uncertain. Why is my treatment ineffective? The butterfly-winged woman asked in confusion. The healing light has been used on Chen Mou for a while, but there has been no effect. Chen Mou was a little speechless. These four people were all law scholars, and their realm was far inferior to his. It was really too much to treat him. His power, which was comparable to that of a planet, was supplemented by a small stream, which was of no use at all. It would be better to rely on his own vitality to slowly repair himself. This person is really weird. The vertical-haired man said to Chen Mou, "Can you still speak? What kind of force injured you?" Chen Mou did not say a word. He was so seriously injured that he even had difficulty speaking. Telepathy was not realistic. Chen Mou felt that these 4 people were a bit nosy. He would rather be bitten by Pulin than deal with a few people of unknown origin. The man with vertical brows said, "Forget it. I guess he can't speak. Let's just take him with us. Since the healing technique has no effect, let's not waste our energy. Whether he lives or dies depends on his luck." Chen Mou. Can't the young man be more tactful? Do you think I'm seriously injured and unconscious and can't hear you or something? The woman with the butterfly wings took action and supported Chen Mou with the gentle power of the law. The 4 of them continued to move forward. Chen Mou was too lazy to move, so he simply closed his eyes and rested quietly. Along the way, the 4 of them communicated with each other. Chen Mou roughly understood some of the situation through their words and his own perception. The man with vertical brows was named Du Xianfeng. Chen Mou could sense that he was transformed from a snake. The other man was named Lin Langaya, and his original body was a wolf. The purple-haired woman was named Hu Xiling, who was transformed from a purple fox. The woman with the butterfly wings was named Cheng Dai, and she was from the butterfly clan. They seemed to be students in the school and were carrying out tasks according to the school's requirements. These 4 are all at the advanced level of law scholars. They are still in school and not very old. This talent is really terrifying. Chen Mou thought silently in his heart. He was promoted to the advanced level of law scholars after graduating for a period of time. But the spiritual energy in this place is particularly rich, far exceeding that of Zijixing. Under such conditions, it is much easier to absorb spiritual energy and comprehend the laws. The environmental factors have contributed to their rapid cultivation. Because he only met these 4 people, Chen Mou could not judge the overall level of this world. But from a glimpse of the leopard, it is believed that its power level is much higher than that of Zijixing civilization. Be careful, it's this area. Du Xianfeng said. The school issued a task, saying that 2 or 3 groups of students disappeared while training in this jungle. It is suspected that they were killed by unknown creatures. Let us find out the reason. It is best to kill the hunter and bring it back. I think this hunter should be a fierce beast. It is not easy to kill so many students. Du Xianfeng glanced around and remained cautious. You have to be careful, but don't be too nervous. We are much stronger than those junior brothers and sisters. If we attack together, we can escape unscathed even if we encounter a saint. Compared with Du Xianfeng, Lin Langaya was much more confident, and there was a fierceness in his eyes. Several people continued to advance, observing the movements nearby. There. Du Xianfeng paused, looking forward through the layers of tree branches. Is this the wind and thunder illusion heart fruit? Hu Ziling's beautiful eyes stared at the front. In front, on a 3-meter-high plant, hung a fruit slightly larger than a fist. The whole red fruit was surrounded by a small cyclone, and thunders were gently jumping in between. It is said that this fruit can help people realize the truth. Practicing near it will greatly improve your perception of heaven and earth. Lin Langaya's eyes flashed with desire. The wind and thunder illusion heart fruit has a magical effect. As long as you practice nearby, you can get benefits. It would be a waste to swallow it directly. Because as long as you guard it, you can practice for a long time. It's a wonderful fruit. We are so lucky. But we have to go back to school for classes. We can't stay here to practice all the time. Hu Xiling said. Du Xianfeng said, that's not a problem. It's indeed troublesome for us to use it, and it's too wasteful to eat it directly. But we can move the whole plant away and hand it over to the school. I think the school will definitely give us a very high reward. Brothers and sisters, are we too happy too early? Cheng Dai muttered, this wind and thunder fantasy hard fruit is not ownerless. Those velociraptors are eyeing it covetously. There were 5 velociraptors next to the fruit tree. Even though they were very far away and there were many trees between them, they seemed to have sensed it. They all raised their heads and roared towards this side with a warning. These velociraptors were not as weak as the ordinary dragons that were killed by a sword. They had a fierce breath and a shocking power. Because they noticed the creatures that seemed to be enemies, in order to warn them, all 5 velociraptors showed their cultivation. That was the realm of the high-level law scholars, and they were in the same realm as Du Xianfeng and the other 4. This is really a bit troublesome. Du Xianfeng showed his cautious style. Let's retreat first and make a long-term plan. Hu Xiling and Cheng Dai both agreed. Lin Langai was a little unwilling, but he also understood that he couldn't fight head-on. These 5 velociraptors are more ferocious than spiritual. They don't seem to have the ability to transform into human form, or they are too proud of their race to transform into human form. From the perspective of racial talent alone, the dinosaur clan is indeed stronger than the snake clan and wolf clan of Du Xianfeng and his friends. I think these velociraptors are the murderers of our classmates. Du Xianfeng analyzed. It's very likely. The other 3 agreed. Cheng Dai said, should we go back to school and ask the teachers to come and deal with them? Chapter 366. This is a method, but I don't agree with it. If the teachers take action, our contribution will be much less. Du Xianfeng, who has always been calm, did not agree with this method at this time and was ready to take a risk. Then how do we defeat the velociraptors? They are more numerous than us, and their bodies seem to be stronger. Cheng Dai asked. Du Xianfeng was thinking, and Chen Mou suddenly coughed lightly. How are you? Cheng Dai immediately cast a concerned look. Chen Mou had been motionless for a long time, and the 4 of them almost thought he was dead. At this time, a light cough made the 4 people react. After a period of recuperation, I'm getting better. Chen Mou's face was pale and weak. He spoke in the universal language of the universe, which was the same as the language of the 4 people. Who are you? What's your origin? Why are you so badly injured? Du Xianfeng asked. These 3 soul-searching questions immediately shocked Chen Mou. Isn't this who are you, where are you from, and where are you going? Usually only security uncles would ask such questions. However, Du Xianfeng deleted the question of where he was going and added the question of why he was so badly injured. Haha, young man, my name is Chen Mou. As for my origins, that is not something you can explore. These people were only in their early 20s. Considering Chen Mou's age, it was reasonable for him to call him old man. Not to mention, it felt good to take advantage of his age. Chen Mou did not reveal anything except his name. There was no need to explain why he was so badly injured. Names are not important. Who would recognize you in a completely unfamiliar place? If Chen Mou wants to change his identity in the future, he can still say that he is Wang Mou, Li Mou, Liang Mou. Anger flashed in Du Xianfeng's eyes. How dare you? Is this the attitude to treat your lifesaver? And you are still weak, how dare you be so arrogant? Just when he was about to explode, his cautious character immediately took effect and Du Xianfeng suppressed it. He dares to be so arrogant. Could he really be a big shot? Du Xianfeng used his divergent thinking to fill in various identities for Chen Mou in his mind, and immediately felt that he was mysterious. The other 3 people also frowned, thinking that this man was really a great noble among humans. But his aura did not seem to be very strong. Maybe he was a second-generation family member who had no ambition. Or maybe he had hidden his cultivation? You are no match for the velociraptors, don't go to die. Chen Mou's words were annoying. Hu Xiling frowned. Hey, Mr. Chen Mou, what is the basis for your words? Just 5 velociraptors, I'm afraid they can't do anything to us, right? Du Xianfeng and Lin Langai looked unhappy. Cheng Dai was also helpless. Every word of this man could make others angry to death. I am exaggerating. You won't die, but you may be seriously injured. Anyway, you have no hope of success. Chen Mou said. I'm afraid no one would be happy if they were cursed by Chen Mou before they made a move. Du Xianfeng was displeased. We have our own way to deal with this matter, so don't bother with it. Chen Mou said, okay, then you can just leave me here and don't let me get involved in your fight. Du Xianfeng snorted, just cool off here, we won't be in any danger if you encounter any. He looked at Cheng Dai and signaled with his eyes. Cheng Dai stuck out his tongue, put Chen Mou on the ground, and removed the power of the law. The 4 of them left and began to plan. I didn't listen to the old man, and I'm going to suffer the consequences. Chen Mou wanted to shake his head, but he felt a little pain in his neck. Du Xianfeng said, I have an idea. These velociraptors must have relied on the wind and thunder fantasy hard fruit to cultivate so fast. Therefore, they must value this fruit very much. This is something we can take advantage of. The 4 of us will attack together, pretending to destroy the wind and thunder fantasy hard fruit, and they will surely defend with all their might. When the strength is similar, one side can attack wantonly, while the other side has to defend cautiously and worry about the energy aftermath destroying the wind and thunder fantasy hard fruit, so they will inevitably be restricted. But in fact, our goal is not to destroy the fruit. Taking this opportunity to severely damage the velociraptors, this is our real goal. Everyone else nodded. They felt that this was a good idea. The only thing they had to be careful about was not to really smash the fruit. Hu Xiling also proposed the method. Perhaps, we can also use the strategy of luring the tiger away from the mountain. The three of us will lure the velociraptors away, and Cheng Dai will sneak in secretly and pull out the whole fruit tree. I just don't know how smart the velociraptors are. Will they see through our plan? And it's a bit troublesome to move with a whole fruit tree. Lin Langaya thought, this is also a good way, but it's a problem which of the two methods to use first. If the velociraptors are alert, it will be a bit difficult to use the second strategy on them. Hu Xiling said, let's use Brother Feng's method first. If we can solve the velociraptors, it will be a permanent solution. Besides, they are the murderers who killed our classmates. We must kill them to complete the task perfectly. Several people did what they said, restraining their breath and sneaking to the nearby area. The 5 velociraptors were still lying there lazily, as if they were practicing, and seemed to be resting. The 4 rushed out at the same time, the laws roared, the power of heaven and earth condensed, and they all hit the wind and thunder fantasy hard fruit. Panic flashed in the eyes of the raptors. If the attack was directed at them, they would not be afraid at all and would just launch a counterattack. But the opponent's goal was to destroy the wind and thunder illusion hard fruit. The law barrier was deployed, and the 5 dragons worked together to protect the fruit tree. The 2 sides fought. The 4 people looked for opportunities to attack the fruit from time to time, but the purpose was to make the raptors return to defend. Whenever the raptors tried their best to protect the fruit, the 4 people took the opportunity to attack it. Later, the raptors also learned to be smart. Relying on the advantage of the number of dragons, they sent 1 dragon to protect the fruit throughout the whole process, while the other 4 dragons fought with the 4 people separately. In the chaos, the 4 people could still find many opportunities, but when the situation became like this, it was difficult to find any opportunities. Retreat first. Du Xianfeng roared and led the escape. The 5 raptors roared together and chased after them. As the name suggests, the dragons are extremely fast and chased the 4 people to death. The 4 people scattered and walked away, everyone was injured, and finally escaped successfully. According to the special contact method, the 4 people approached each other and gathered again. This plan has failed. Just now, when the velociraptors were chasing us, 5 dragons all followed, but they didn't stay behind to guard us. Maybe the plan of luring the tiger away from the mountain is feasible. These dragons are brainless after all. They are not like us who have transformed into humans, been admitted to universities, and received higher education. Let's take a rest and try Ziling's plan later. The 4 were seriously injured, but they all felt that they saw hope. Chapter 367, Pretending to be a tiger to eat a pig. After a period of rest, Du Xianfeng and his 4 companions returned to the vicinity of the wind and thunder magic hard fruit tree, restrain their breath, and hide themselves. Sister Dai, the 3 of us will take action later to lure the velociraptors away, and you will hide in the dark, wait for an opportunity, and move the entire fruit tree away. Du Xianfeng said. Cheng Dai was a little worried. Will the 3 of you be in danger? It's okay, there are only 5 velociraptors, they can't do anything to us. Du Xianfeng, Lin Langaya, and Hu Xiling looked at each other and sneaked forward, leaving only Cheng Dai to continue hiding in the same place. Not long after, a shocking roar came, shaking the whole field. It should be successful. Cheng Dai was secretly happy in his heart, but still did not dare to act rashly, and prepared to wait until the velociraptors were completely away before taking action. But only 3 seconds later, Cheng Dai felt something was wrong. The 3 companions did not escape, and their breath remained near the wind and thunder magic hard fruit tree. At the same time, Cheng Dai also felt the auras of 7 velociraptors, 5 of which were very fierce and powerful, while 2 were obscure and difficult to understand. Not good, there must be an accident. Those 2 obscure auras may be variables. Cheng Dai was shocked and rushed forward. In front, Cheng Dai saw her 3 companions surrounded by 7 velociraptors. Their bodies were stiff and they dared not move at all. Hu Xiling noticed her arrival and hurriedly said, Cheng Dai, run away, there is a saint here. One of the velociraptors snorted lightly, and the law was shaken, immediately causing Hu's Island to spit blood and fly backwards. Another velociraptor suddenly spoke in human language. Since you are here, stay. With a move of its claws, the strong gravitational force acted on Cheng Dai, causing her to rush over involuntarily. With a snap, Cheng Dai was slapped to the ground by a claw, and she had little power to resist. Father, it was these few people who wanted to destroy our wind and thunder illusion heart fruit while you were away. Mother, I was slashed by this woman. You must teach her a lesson. This man. 5 velociraptors at the level of law scholars complained one after another. Seeing Cheng Dai also trapped here, Du Xianfeng and the other 2 looked desperate. Sister Dai, with your sharpness, you must have noticed something wrong just now, and you shouldn't have come. The right thing to do is to flee directly. Cheng Dai is smart, but she is too loyal and impulsive. Even if she came to help, it would not change anything, and it would only result in one more death. If she returned to the academy and reported the matter, she might be able to ask the teacher to avenge them. I thought it would not be a big problem to deal with 5 velociraptors at the level of law scholars, but I didn't expect there would be 2 old guys. These 2 velociraptors may have reached the middle stage of the saint, or even the high stage, which is far beyond their ability to contend with. Du Xianfeng said with some difficulty, 2 seniors, we are students of Zhaoxin Academy. We are wrong about this matter. We beg you to forgive us. This sentence has a mystery. It not only admits the mistake, but also secretly brings up the background of Zhaoxin Academy. If it were an ordinary beast, it might not know what Zhaoxin Academy is, but these 2 velociraptors are at a high level and may have heard of it. It is a real superpower with many strong people. It can be said that any teacher sent here can kill these 2 velociraptors with a flick of the hand. Zhaoxin Academy. Sure enough, hearing this name, one of the saint-level velociraptors was a little afraid. The other one said, even if you are students of Zhaoxin Academy, this matter cannot be let go like this. You must give us an explanation. We are willing to accept the punishment. Du Xianfeng and others were happy. As long as they didn't have to die, it would be easy. This explanation is your life? The velociraptor's eyes flashed with teasing. What? Du Xianfeng and the others were extremely angry. Aren't you afraid that this Zhaoxin Academy will investigate? The velociraptor raised its ferocious head and scanned the 4 people. Humph, if we kill you all and destroy the bodies, who can come to our door? And don't think I don't know that this Zhaoxin Academy is a place where people are indifferent. If you die, not many people will care. Hu Xiling said calmly, you have killed too many disciples of this Zhaoxin Academy. The teachers have long known about it. The 4 of us came out to investigate because we accepted the mission of the academy. If we can't return this time, I'm afraid you will be completely noticed by the academy. Don't talk nonsense, I haven't killed your classmates. The velociraptor's eyes flashed with a fierce light, as if he was thinking. Yes, you didn't, we made a mistake. Hu Xiling quickly followed the other party's meaning. You don't believe it, but you are just perfunctory. It seems that for the safety of us, we have no choice but to kill you. The velociraptor's breath was blazing, and the law was fluctuating, and he was about to take action. It's over. Du Xianfeng, Lin Langaya, Hu Xiling, and Cheng Dai all had despair in their eyes. If they had known earlier, they should have listened to Chen Mou's warning and shouldn't have fought with the velociraptors. Cough, wait a minute. A cough drew everyone's attention. Chen Mou walked leisurely, very slowly, and his body was a little unstable. Who are you? The velociraptors locked onto Chen Mou with murderous intent. I am the master of these people. I am a poor apprentice who has not learned the skills well, but I want to show off everywhere. I am really embarrassing for you. Chen Mou's face was calm. A teacher from Zhaoxin Academy? The 2 saint-level velociraptors were all shocked. But seeing Chen Mou swaying walking all the way, he didn't have the demeanor of a master. What's more, his aura was not too strong. No, some masters like to play dumb and show off their strength at the last moment to satisfy some of their evil tastes. The raptor was alerted, thinking that he might have met such a person. Master, you are here? It was these raptors that killed the students who came here for training some time ago, and now they want to kill us. You must uphold justice and never let them go. Cheng Dai looked angry, which made Chen Mou realize that she was also a powerful actor. Huh? Is this true? Chen Mou looked at the raptor and his eyes turned cold. The raptor quickly denied, absolutely not, we usually practice here, at most we prey on some untransformed beasts, and we have not encountered any students at all. As soon as he said this, he felt that he was not confident enough and was suppressed. Why was he in such a hurry to explain? Were you really afraid of him? The raptor reacted and was about to fight back, but Chen Mou pointed his finger at him and said, "I don't want you to say anything." He moved his finger towards a young raptor and said, "Tell me what happened. If you tell even the slightest lie, I will punish you." His fearless look made the saint-level raptor hold back his words. Could it be that he really had the strength? Chapter 368? Zheoxin Academy. The younger velociraptors, being looked at by so many people, suddenly panicked. "We have never done such a thing." Chen Mou was silent, his face was as calm as a lake, and his thoughts could not be seen. This silence made people feel more stressed. Several velociraptors were inexplicably nervous. The two saint-level velociraptors sensed secretly, but they still could not see the depth of Chen Mou's strength. This made them even more uneasy. "Well," Chen Mou spoke, only one word, but it calmed the atmosphere here. "You four, follow me." Chen Mou pointed at Du Xianfeng and the other four. "Yes." Du Xianfeng and the other four hesitated in their hearts, but they knew that they must not show their fear on the surface, and walked out of the encirclement of the velociraptors without hesitation. The two saint-level velociraptors looked unwilling. They wanted to stop him, but looking at Chen Mou's calm face, they felt a chill for some reason. The strong prey on the weak, and the fittest survive. They have lived in the wild environment for many years, and they can sense the hidden dangers better than ordinary people. Du Xianfeng and his four companions followed Chen Mou and left slowly. The raptor looked at their departing figures, his eyes flickering. "It's not safe here anymore. Let's move the wind and thunder magic hard fruit tree away and find a suitable place to transplant it." "Huh?" After walking a long distance, Cheng Dai patted his chest, still feeling frightened. "Thank you, Mr. Chen Mou, for saving my life." Hu Xiling looked at Chen Mou, a glimmer in her eyes. Although it was a trick, he remained calm and composed in the face of two saint-level beasts. This is not something that everyone can do. "Thank you, Mr. Chen Mou." Du Xianfeng and others also expressed their gratitude. Du Xianfeng sighed, "The wind and thunder illusion heart fruit is a rare treasure. This time I was blinded by the benefits in front of me and didn't think carefully. If it weren't for you, we would be in great danger." Cheng Dai responded, "Yes, this time it is indeed dangerous. If the two velociraptors insist on attacking, we really have no way." Chen Mou walked slowly. "If they insist on attacking, then I will have to kill them. Even a rotten boat has 3 pounds of nails." Although Chen Mou was seriously injured, his recovery ability is not a joke. Now he has improved a lot. When the four heard this, a smile flashed across their faces. They all thought Chen Mou was joking. This man has hidden plans and a sense of humor. The 5 people walked together for the rest of the journey. Because of the velociraptor incident, Du Xianfeng and the others did not dare to continue investigating. Although the 4 were all high-level law scholars, they still felt that their strength was insufficient. "Which force is this area?" Chen Mou asked. Du Xianfeng looked at Chen Mou with some confusion, as if he didn't understand why he didn't even know about such a thing. "This area is called the Wild Forest. There are many ancient beasts, but because of the mixed bloodline, there are few strong people. The Wild Forest has no absolute ruler. According to the general classification, it is under the jurisdiction of this Zheoxin Academy. What level of power is this Zheoxin Academy? Is there a more powerful force above it?" Chen Mou continued to ask. An academy can actually rule such a large area, which subverts Chen Mou's understanding of the school. Schools like Xinghua Academy only have their own campuses under their jurisdiction. Chen Mou feels that this Zheoxin Academy is more like a sect. Zheoxin Academy is much stronger than you think. It governs many star systems. It is managed by the Haiyan dynasty. Except for the Haiyan dynasty, there is no force that can suppress our academy. At most, it is of the same level. Du Xianfeng felt that Chen Mou did not seem to be a local. When he asked Chen Mou about his origin some time ago, the other party was also vague. Haiyan dynasty? What a big tone. Chen Mou's eyes flashed. Haiyan means the beginning of the way of heaven. Yuan, representing the beginning of all things. It's really arrogant to name it like this. The more domineering the name, the better. If one's virtue does not match the position, sometimes there will be problems. Don't talk nonsense. Even if you are a human, you have some privileges. If you dare to criticize the dynasty, you will be punished. Du Xianfeng was shocked and confirmed that Chen Mou was an outsider. The Haiyan dynasty ruled over the galaxy, and its majesty radiated the 9 heavens and 10 earths. Everyone knew it, and no one dared to disrespect it. Could it be that Chen Mou came from the outside world? According to ancient historical records, a long time ago, the Haiyan dynasty was called the Haiyan Divine Dynasty, which was even more domineering than it is now, but I don't know why it was renamed. Du Xianfeng mentioned it again. Chen Mou was a little surprised when he heard this. Divine Dynasty. I'm afraid only gods can bear this title. Could this area have been the sphere of influence of gods? But it's not necessarily the case. Some arrogant forces would also call themselves the Divine Dynasty. Such examples are not uncommon. It is nothing to be deified in the corners of the universe. The outside world doesn't know anyway. Only those who dare to call themselves the Divine Dynasty in the central galaxy can stand the test. In the following journey, Du Xianfeng tried to ask Chen Mou several times, but failed. Chen Mou only said that he came from a force that they could not imagine. Du Xianfeng was deeply in awe, thinking that the force Chen Mou used to belong to must be extraordinary, maybe comparable to the Haiyan dynasty. However, with Chen Mou's strength, he would not have a high status in it. He was an ordinary citizen, just like them. After walking for a few days, the 5 people returned to Xiaoxin Academy. Brother Mou, do you want to join our academy? You are a human race, it is quite easy to enroll. Du Xianfeng persuaded enthusiastically. After a few days of getting along, he and Chen Mou became more familiar with each other, and the title changed from Mr. Chen Mou to Brother Mou. Forget it. Chen Mou refused. He didn't want to join any force now. Who in this academy is qualified to be his teacher? Don't rush to refuse. I tell you, there are many powerful people in Xiaoxin Academy, and there are a lot of cultivation resources. For example, the Palace Master has transcended the Devourer realm and promoted to the level of Comprehender. Of course, the Palace Master basically won't come out to teach, but the more powerful teachers are also at the Devourer realm. Listening to their teachings is very beneficial. The teaching level of our Xiaoxin Academy is recognized by the Haiyan dynasty. Even the princess studies here. Du Xianfeng is very proud of this Xiaoxin Academy and brags about it. He really spent a lot of effort to join this Xiaoxin Academy. Chen Mou's eyes flashed, and he became interested in this academy. Devourer, Comprehender. Its level is much stronger than he imagined. Okay, I decided to join the Xiaoxin Academy. How do I sign up? Chen Mou plans to stay here for a while to observe the situation of various forces. Of course, he can leave at any time. Anyway, this area is very vast and there are many traces. Chen Mou can go wherever he wants. Chapter 369, Admission. Xiaoxin Academy covers a very large area, and you can't see the edge at a glance. Chen Mou sensed that this area far exceeds that of Xinghua Academy and other academies. Its approximate area is probably as large as 2 or 3 planets. Mountains and oceans are all within the academy. By observing clues, Chen Mou can still find some traces of splicing. It seems that many planets were captured by supreme means and forcibly turned into a super-large land. Xiaoxin Academy has circled a piece of land on the mainland to build a campus. The area of 2 or 3 planets is only the campus. As for the surrounding areas such as Huanglan, they are also under the rule of Xiaoxin Academy. If this part of the area is counted, it is difficult to estimate how large the area is. Under the leadership of Du Xianfeng, Chen Mou walked into the academy, flew for a while, and came to the registration office. Hello, Teacher Zhang. This is my friend Chen Mou. He has always admired our Xiaoxin Academy. He wants to apply for admission. I wonder. Du Xianfeng entered the registration office and immediately bowed and explained the situation. The man called Teacher Zhang was named Zhang Yushu. He had a thin face, very white skin, and wore gold-rimmed glasses. His realm was the initial stage of the Domain Master, which was not very strong in Chen Mou's opinion. It seems that not all teachers are in the Devourer realm. There are strong and weak in the school. This person is responsible for the registration work. I wonder if this position is important? Maybe it's like doing odd jobs. Chen Mou thought to himself. In fact, Chen Mou was wrong. Registration and admission work are indeed not very important. Many teachers in the Devourer realm don't bother to do such trivial things. But this matter is quite profitable and is definitely not a chore. Many people who come here to enroll will secretly give Teacher Zhang a gift, expecting him to help, or at least not to make trouble. In order to get this job, Zhang Yashu secretly made a lot of efforts. Well, sign up. Zhang Yashu looked over and saw Chen Mou standing there blankly, not knowing what he was thinking. He was immediately a little unhappy. Didn't he even come up to say hello and try to please me? Are you a human? After discovering this, Zhang Yashu's attitude became better. He had originally thought that he had to make this guy pay some benefits, but since he was a human, forget it. Yes, Teacher Zhang. Chen Mou walked closer. Zhang Yashu took out a form. You are a bit old, please register first. Chen Mou took the form and filled in the information quickly. Zhang Yashu took the form back. Okay, our Haiyan Academy usually recruits a group of students every 3 months. The time you chose is not bad. Come to the Haiyan Academy test area in 5 days and take a simple test. You can enroll if you meet the requirements. As he said that, he handed Chen Mou a recruitment brochure. Thank you, Teacher Zhang. Chen Mou took it and left with Du Xianfeng. The greedy Teacher Zhang didn't ask for any benefits. The human race is really a privileged class. Du Xianfeng was very envious and felt deeply regretful that he was not born in the human race. Why do we have to wait 5 days? Chen Mou shook his head. However, this academy recruits students every 3 months, which is considered very frequent. Schools such as Xinghua Academy only recruit students once a year, and the procedures are very complicated. Chen Mou felt that this Haiyan Academy was more like a sect, and a sect that loved to recruit students. 5 days will pass quickly. Do you want to stay with me during these 5 days? Du Xianfeng said. No need for that. I'll walk around here and observe the environment. That won't work. You are not a student of Haiyan Academy yet. You can't wander around here casually. If you continue to go deeper and get discovered, you may be punished. Besides, you don't have an identity card, so you can't go to many restricted areas and will be repelled by the power of the law. Is that so? Then I'll walk around outside the academy first. 5 days passed in a flash. Chen Mou came to the test area according to the instructions of the enrollment brochure. As soon as he arrived, Chen Mou was shocked by the scene in front of him. It was bustling here, and there were many people. A rough estimate showed that there were tens of thousands of people, beasts, who came to take the test. Are they all here for the test? So many people want to join Haiyan Academy. Chen Mou came to his own test area according to the assignment. Each process was carried out in an orderly manner. Chen Mou showed his strength as a saint in the test, and he didn't want to be too ostentatious, so he kept a low profile. A saint in the first stage? I think you can pass it easily, so it shouldn't be too sensational. After the test, the examiner pondered for a while, as if thinking. Okay, you passed, go to the admissions office to get the corresponding identity badge, and your accommodation will be arranged at the same time. Chen Mou was about to thank him, when someone next to him suddenly roared in grief and anger. What? How could he pass? There must be something shady. Chen Mou was confused. I am a saint, but I can get in? Who are you looking down on? With my talent, I was rejected. He is so old, but he is only at the initial stage of the saint. How can he be qualified to enter the school? The man continued to question, with anger in his eyes. Huh? The examiner's eyes flashed with anger, and he suddenly pushed out a palm, hitting the objector, who vomited blood and retreated violently. How can I allow a junior like you to question my way of doing things? The cold words made the temperature drop sharply. Everyone, please judge. According to the lifespan of us cultivators, isn't this person young? At this age, he can reach the initial stage of the saint. He is considered to be extremely talented. I think he meets the enrollment requirements of Haiyan Academy. The examiner looked around at everyone. The nearby candidates responded one after another. Examiner Zhou is right. Examiner Zhou is fair. This person doesn't think about improving himself, but only blames the unfair environment. He really deserves to be punished. Examiner Zhou. Some people were silent and angry. HMPH, although he looks very young, he is definitely not young. He is only at the beginning of the saint stage. His talent is quite poor. Examiner Zhou is really lying. He is a human, so he is naturally treated preferentially. It's a pity that our original bodies are monsters. Even if we transform into humans, our status is still not as good as that of real humans. The angry words only echoed in his heart and were not spoken out. Chen Mou didn't know what they were thinking. Seeing that no one had any objections, he went straight to the admissions office. Haiyan Academy is such a big force, but the admissions are so casual. I am an outsider, but I was simply admitted. Don't they require ID cards or something like that? But there are all kinds of people here, and I'm afraid the monsters don't have ID cards either. After receiving the identity badge, Chen Mou rushed to his residence. The residence allocated to Chen Mou covers a large area, about 100 miles in radius, and the spiritual energy is very rich. Is this really where the students live? It's worthy of being Xiaoxin Academy. The big territory is different. Chapter 370, Goshawk Society. Chen Mou, is Chen Mou here? A wild goose flew by and circled over Chen Mou's residence. I'm here, what's up? Chen Mou soared into the air. This is your admission reward, some cultivation materials, you should make good use of it. On the wild goose's back, there was a tightly closed box with a seal on it. And cultivation materials. Chen Mou thanked him and took the box, as well as a receipt. He opened the box and took a look, then signed his name on the receipt. The wild goose looked at the cultivation materials reluctantly and left with a receipt. That was a good thing, and it really wanted to embezzle it. Unfortunately, it could only think about it. If it was discovered by the school, it would have no way to survive. There are quite a lot of cultivation materials. The school is really rich. Chen Mou sighed. There were many spiritual medicines in the box, and in addition, there was a planet essence pill. This pill was the most important, and its value far exceeded other spiritual medicines. It was extracted from all the spiritual energy of an entire planet, and then some means were used to remove impurities, which made it particularly suitable for cultivation. Think about it, a pill contains the spiritual energy of an entire planet. It is so huge that even saints would be shocked. Even though Chen Mou is at the high level of Domain Lord, this pill has a great effect on him. It's a pity that the quantity is a bit small. The spiritual energy of a planet is not so useful to me. It would be better if there were dozens of pills. Chen Mou had the idea of going to Xiaoxin Academy. It seemed easier to take the pill directly than to run to absorb the spiritual energy of the planet. For a while, all kinds of thoughts flashed through Chen Mou's mind, such as killing people to rob treasures, sneaking into the treasury to rob. Alice, how can I think about these things? What about the promise of doing kingly things all my life? Chen Mou shook his head to dispel his thoughts. Student Chen Mou? Are you there? A shout came from outside, making Chen Mou a little confused. Who is looking for me again? The visitor was a man with rough skin and a slightly old look. He held a long curved knife in his hand. He introduced himself. Hello, student Chen Mou, you can call me Lao Dao. What do you want? Chen Mou asked. I'm here to invite you to join our Goshawk Club. Goshawk Club. Goshawk Club is a mutual aid guild in Xiaoxin Academy. There are many benefits to joining our Goshawk Club. For example, you can exchange the secrets of martial arts with each other, solve your doubts about cultivation, and when you go on missions or explore secret realms, you can also form a team to help each other. After Lao Dao finished speaking, he looked at Chen Mou confidently. With so many benefits, he didn't believe that Chen Mou wouldn't be tempted. Chen Mou waved his hand. Sorry, I don't plan to join any guild. Lao Dao was stunned. This was unscientific. No, you should think about it again. There are many benefits to joining our Goshawk Club. I will introduce them to you. No need to introduce, I'm really not interested. Lao Dao coughed. Okay, I won't force you. By the way, I heard that after you entered the school, you were rewarded with a planet essence pill by the academy. Is this true? Chen Mou smiled. I'm afraid you came here for this. Lao Dao quickly denied. No, this matter is just by the way. I think you don't know that the medicinal power of the planet essence pill is too strong. Who can withstand the spiritual energy of an entire planet? Of course, you can also break it up and take it several times, but this will inevitably affect the effectiveness. However, I have a better way here that can help you solve this problem perfectly. That is to use some spiritual medicines of equal value to exchange this planet essence pill with you. What do you think? This can reflect the sincerity of our Goshawk Club. Chen Mou flicked his fingers, looking nonchalant. What spiritual medicine can you use to exchange? Xitagarbo Truganaderma, Shadow Dragon Bamboo. Lao Dao named a series of spiritual medicines. How is it? Our Goshawk Society is very sincere. It would be a waste for you to take the planet essence pill directly, and it might even be dangerous. Chen Mou was amused by him. Many of the spiritual medicines that Lao Dao named, some of which Chen Mou had heard of, and some of which he was not very sure about, because they were called differently in different places. but he could roughly guess that they were not good things. These goods, you still want to exchange for the planet essence pill? No, get out of here. Chen Mou's attitude was not so polite. Lao Dao's invitation to him to join the Goshawk Society was fake, and the real purpose was to covet his planet essence pill. For such a person, there was no need to give him face. You. Lao Dao was furious. Our Goshawk Society's kindness was treated as a donkey's liver and lungs by you. Even if you don't want to exchange, you don't have to be so rude. What fly society, you want to use this thing to suppress me? Chen Mou's eyes glared, and there seemed to be thunder jumping in between, which frightened Lao Dao so much that he stepped back 3 steps. Don't think I don't know your tricks. Inviting you to join the club is fake, but taking advantage of others is real. Get out of here immediately. It's better if you don't bother me, otherwise I will uproot you. The ripples of the lore rose, the void shook, and directly knocked Lao Dao away for hundreds of meters, causing him to spit out a mouthful of blood. Lao Dao's eyes were a little horrified, and he felt that he had almost no power to resist in front of Chen Mou. What kind of strength is this? Isn't he a saint of the first stage? Lao Dao wiped his blood and said, you have some skills, but you dare to mess with our Goshawk Club with this, you are looking for death. Thinking of the power of the big figures in the Goshawk Club, Lao Dao trembled in his heart. They are both students, but their achievements are very different. Lao Dao returned to the Goshawk Club and described the incident with exaggeration. Of course, Chen Mou was indeed arrogant enough. Even without exaggeration, the nature of the matter was extremely serious. I know. In the Goshawk Club, a man with his back to Lao Dao stood proudly like a javelin, and only responded with 4 words. This man was dressed in white and had a strong and slender body. His face could not be seen clearly, but it could be expected that he was absolutely heroic and extraordinary. Boss, this man is really arrogant. Not only did he mock our Goshawk Club as the Fly Club, he also threatened to uproot us. Lao Dao was still angry when he thought of Chen Mou's attitude. It has always been their Goshawk Club that suppressed others. How could anyone dare to be so arrogant to them? He is just a jumping clown. You can hand over this matter to the masters in the club. Anyone can crush him. There is no need to report to me. In a few days, Teacher Ling will start teaching again. I have to adjust my mood and wait for her to preach to achieve the maximum effect. The man in the white robe turned his head suddenly and revealed his true face. He has sword-like eyebrows and star-like eyes, very handsome, coupled with extremely high strength. He has countless fans in the school. Teacher Ling is one of the most respected teachers of the princess. I wonder if she will come, haha. Hearing the words of the man in white robe, Lao Dao showed a look of fear. Princess, she. The words were stuck in his throat and he couldn't say any more. It seemed that he remembered something extremely terrifying. Chapter 371, Anyone who dares to plot against me will suffer the consequences. The Wild Forest. The wild forest is not barren. The boundless giant trees stand densely, holding up a piece of sky. Vines and bushes are scattered on the ground. The earth shakes, and wild beasts walk among them, occasionally roaring. There are many kinds of wild beasts, including dinosaurs, black tigers with wings on their backs, and giant elephants covered with scales. In the rivers, several emperor crocodiles are patrolling, waiting for prey. Various animals and plants coexist in the wild forest, a wild scene. Chen Mou left Xiaoxin Academy and came here, turning and moving in it, moving quickly. This task actually rewards 3 planet essence pills. It seems that the danger is not small. Before leaving, Chen Mou first took on a task to explore the magic cave in the academy. This magic cave is located in the northern area of the wild forest, very far away from Xiaoxin Academy. Chen Mou was not in a hurry to go, and his eyes scanned the wild forest. The fruit of this tree is really good, full of energy. Chen Mou suddenly stopped, jumped to the top of a giant tree, picked 2 fruits and swallowed them. The rolling energy dissipated in Chen Mou's body and was immediately absorbed by the cells greedily. This fruit is as effective as the Blood Moon fruit. But the Blood Moon fruit requires a lot of military merit to exchange, and it is a carefully cultivated fruit. But now this unknown fruit is wild, and I was lucky enough to pick it. No wonder there are so many strong people here. The conditions for cultivation are really good. Chen Mou felt emotional. Not far from Chen Mou, 5 people hid in the void. Their figures were illusory and invisible, and it seemed that they had distorted the space. This kid is lucky. There are many spiritual fruits in the wild forest, but you can't just come across them casually. Haha, No matter how good your luck is it useful? Sooner or later, he will die. Is it worth our effort to take action against such a useless kid? I heard that the initial conflict was just for a planet essence pill. A planet essence pill is nothing, but this person dared to insult our Goshawk society, so he deserves death. I will take action now. It will be as easy as slapping an ant to kill him. This trip is not just for him, but also for the mission of the Academy. Well, this place is far enough from the Academy. Remember, do it cleanly. In that case, I will summon the wild beast to kill him. There is no need to do it myself. Among the 5 people, one of them took out a bamboo flute and played it. No sound came out, but there were subtle ripples in the void. The ripples spread in all directions, and all the creatures nearby became manic. Only Chen Mou seemed to be unaware. The wild beasts roared and rushed towards this place, with a raging anger. There were ordinary wild beasts that were only at the beginner level, and there were also powerful monsters that were at the saint level. Wild beasts surrounded the 4 directions of southeast, northwest, and northeast. In the sky, golden eagles, and flying dragons were circling. There were even wild beasts underground, and armadillos, king snakes, and lava-red dragons were all summoned. Chen Mou raised his head and looked around. The 5 people hiding in the void smiled lightly. Do you feel something is wrong? Unfortunately, it's too late. The encirclement has been formed, and there are many saint-level creatures among them. What can Chen Mou use to fight? The earth trembled, smoke and dust rolled, trees collapsed in pieces, and roars continued. A saint-level winged crocodile flew over, the law was pervasive, and the power of heaven and earth condensed. It has a crocodile head, a pterosaur body, and a scorpion barb. Its powerful body seems to crush the sky. The Tyrannosaurus Rex rushed over, crossing an endless distance in an instant. It was the king of this area, and the aura of a high-level saint swept like an ocean, making many wild beasts around tremble. The golden eagle spread its wings, covering the sky and the sun, and its huge body covered the entire sky. The boundless tide of beasts was about to hunt Chen Mou. Old Third, you are still so eager to show off. Can't you summon 1 or 2 to crush this kid to death? It is not normal for wild beasts to go out on a large scale. It's okay. We can't find out. Just let him die. Who will investigate? Haha. The 5 people had a playful look in their eyes, ready to enjoy the scene of Chen Mou struggling to escape. Chen Mou stood in place, his body motionless, as if he was frightened by the endless tide of wild beasts. What the hell? You just ate 2 fruits, is it necessary to block me like this? Go back to where you came from. Chen Mou's first sentence made the 5 people burst into laughter. Did this man think that the wild beast appeared because of the 2 fruits? As for the second sentence, the 5 people did not understand. Was he ordering the wild beast? As Chen Mou's words fell, the wild beast's galloping figure came to an abrupt stop. The endless wild beasts seemed to have received the supreme command, shook their slightly confused heads, turned around and left. What's going on? Why did the wild beast leave? Don't let them go. Keep playing the flute. The third brother showed an incredible look in his eyes, hurriedly picked up the bamboo flute and continued to play. The ripples spread, and the melody swept in all directions. However, all this was in vain. The wild beast did not stop and gradually disappeared from everyone's sight. One word, and all the beasts submit. What realm is this? The third brother's lips were trembling, and the blow in his heart was indescribable. Could this person be the reincarnation of the God King, and speak the law of heaven? Hearing this, the other 4 were all shocked. While the 5 people were in doubt, Chen Mou didn't think it was a big deal. It was just a simple application of the Order Codex. What I say is the law, and what I do is the law. After leaving the star system where the Black Forest was located, Chen Mou finally dared to use the great way of the Order Codex. Those who see me are blind, and those who hear me are deaf. Those who dare to plot against me will suffer the consequences. The cold curse words came out of Chen Mou's mouth. Chen Mou had used this curse technique in the Black Sea. Now that his cultivation has improved, combined with the power of order, its power has skyrocketed. The 5 people hiding in the void vomited blood, their eyes closed tightly, and 2 lines of blood and tears flowed from their eyes. The eardrums ruptured, the world was silent, and all sounds disappeared. Not good. This person is not a saint at all, his cultivation is unpredictable, the information is wrong, it killed us. Run quickly. Go back and report the situation to the president. The 5 people communicated with each other through telepathy, and their bodies crossed layers of space and retreated at a high speed. They were at the beginning of the Domain Master stage, and they were considered strong among the students of the entire academy. But now, before they had a direct collision, Chen Mou's few strange words had already hit them hard. The 5 people had never seen such a strange method, and they were all terrified at this moment, no longer confident at the beginning. He doesn't seem to catch up, it's safe. Don't relax, we are still in the wilderness, we must hurry back to Xiaoxin Academy. This person hides his cultivation and uses evil magic to murder classmates. We can report this to the teacher and let him have no excuse. Yes, this is a good idea. Let the teacher eliminate this kind of scum. Smiles appeared on the faces of the 5 people. What if they have some strength? Do they dare to confront the Goshawk Society? After all, he is just a kid who doesn't know his place. Anyone who dares to plot against me will suffer the consequences. Anyone who dares to plot against me will suffer the consequences. Anyone who dares to plot against me will suffer the consequences. The voice with a strange melody came from nowhere, but it sounded in everyone's mind, making the 5 people shudder. Cracks spread across their bodies, and the 5 people fell to the ground, their lives cut off. On their faces, there was a hint of smile and fear. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story, and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 372, Riding 6 Dragons to Control the Sky. Ta-da! With the sound of footsteps, Chen Mou appeared where the 5 corpses lay. He stretched out his hand and grabbed the void, and a pile of items were pulled out and floated in front of Chen Mou. These items were the treasures of the 5 people, and were placed in the space they opened up. There are many spiritual medicines, and the most important thing is the planet essence pill. Chen Mou unceremoniously collected all the spiritual medicines and put them into the space he opened up in his body. The 5 people's collections added up to a total of 25 planet essence pills. This is definitely a lot, and it is of great help to Chen Mou's cultivation. Although Chen Mou can also go to the starry sky to devour the planetary aura, it is more troublesome to find a planet with aura on the one hand and absorb the aura on the other hand. Where is the planet essence pill more convenient? In addition, there are all kinds of spiritual medicines, which are quite effective, and the total value is about equivalent to 10 planet essence pills. Chen Mou's cultivation resources suddenly became rich. With these elixirs, I will be more confident in reaching the Devourer realm. I need to prepare well in the near future. Chen Mou shook his head and flicked his sleeves. The corpses of the 5 people fluttered like dust, and were gently blown by the wind until they disappeared without a trace, as if they had never appeared. You. Chen Mou tilted his head and noticed the presence of a person around him. His heart skipped a beat. Chen Mou collected the treasures and destroyed the traces. The other party saw this scene. A woman stood in front of Chen Mou. She was wearing a white palace dress embroidered with patterns. She was tall and slender. Her silver-white hair fell to her waist. Her side bangs covered her left eye, revealing only the right eye, which was calm and deep. She was as bright as a pearl, with a graceful and elegant temperament, and a jade-like body. There was no flaw in her. Chen Mou felt an extreme sense of threat from her. I'm just passing by. The woman in the palace dress moved her slender legs and passed by Chen Mou's side with an expressionless face. She suddenly stopped and glanced at Chen Mou. Do you have murderous intentions towards me? No. Chen Mou pulled the corner of his mouth. The woman in the palace skirt remained indifferent. As she took a step, she seemed to distort the space and disappeared in an instant. Chen Mou looked at the other person's back as she left and shook his head gently. This person is a bit strange. Now I have the cultivation resources that are roughly equivalent to 35 planet essence pills. It doesn't matter if I don't do the tasks of the academy. Anyway, there are only 3 pills as rewards. But since I have received them, I might as well go and take a look. Chen Mou rushed towards the northern region of the wasteland forest. The location of the demon cave is not difficult to find. At a distance, Chen Mou sensed a gloomy breath. The diameter of the cave is about 8 meters. It is extremely deep and difficult to see the bottom. Wisps of black air float up from below and dissipate into the surrounding space. Chen Mou jumped down and explored inside. As soon as he entered the interior, he was immediately enveloped by a biting cold. The cold and evil air impacted the sea of consciousness, making Chen Mou's mind a little dazed. Chen Mou operated the spell, and divine power surged in his body, resisting the erosion of the outside world. Chen Mou stopped his rapid fall and observed the environment. At the same time, he took out a small prismatic crystal in his hand and began to record the surrounding situation. The magic cave is deep underground, but the passage is not made of soil, but rock. There are all kinds of strange symbols carved on the rock, which look like a heavenly book. What is this? Chen Mou's eyes fixed. The twisted lines are meaningless and difficult to identify. Turning to the other side, there are strange creatures with 2 human heads and dragon bodies, their bodies twisted and entangled, holding a scepter and a spear in their hands. In addition, there are many strange creatures carved on other stones. A 9-headed dragon flapped its wings and hit the sky. A strange creature with octopus tentacles and a light bulb-shaped head is sleeping among the sea of stars. A 3-legged golden crow locked a star with a law chain and dragged it away. Chen Mou continued to go down, and saw many murals along the way. The contents on them were relatively scattered, and each painting was not very related, so it was difficult to connect them together. Some of the murals were stained with dark blood, which had dried for many years. The depth of the Devil's Cave was unknown. Chen Mou had dived 2,000 meters, but still could not see the end. The thick black smoke not only had a strong corrosive force, but also greatly blocked Chen Mou's sight. It was difficult to observe the situation 10 meters away. Even if the power of the law was used, it was impossible to perceive the situation farther away. The corrosive force here is too strong. It's scary, there must be something extremely terrifying below. The spiritual sense was frantically warning, and Chen Mou felt like he was being stared at by a prehistoric beast. Go deeper. His body fell, and Chen Mou moved forward another 500 meters. Suddenly he glanced at a stone carving and felt horrified. On the rock, there were 6 flying dragons and a carriage. The 6 dragons moved together, pulling the carriage across the vast sea of stars. When the 6 positions are completed, ride the 6 dragons to control the sky. Chen Mou felt a bone-chilling chill covering his body. Riding the 6 dragons to control the sky means controlling the world. The 6 positions refer to the 6 directions of up, down, east, south, west, and north. The 6 dragons actually refer to the 6 yellows, not really 6 dragons. But in the stone carvings, the Lord of the Demon Cave concretized it and distorted the original meaning, wanting to control the world and become the Lord of the Galaxy. Retreat, this place is too dangerous. Chen Mou mobilized his divine power and ascended at a high speed. After returning to the ground, Chen Mou let out a long sigh. It was really depressing in the Demon Cave. This matter is beyond my current ability. Go back and report it to the Academy. I won't care about what happens next. Chen Mou held the prismatic crystal tightly in his hand. This is a recording instrument made with a law, which can accurately record everything around. Back in the Academy, Chen Mou handed in the prismatic crystal. After some review, he successfully obtained 3 planet essence pills. This kid is quite capable. The teacher at the mission center touched his chin and watched Chen Mou leave. Another teacher said, from the crystal records, he dived at least 2,000 meters, but he was not injured. His realm is definitely not just a saint. Zheoxin Academy is a mixed bag of people. Hiding their strength is not surprising. That's true. With a master of the palace here, anyone who comes here can't make any waves. He said that this demon cave is extremely dangerous and suggested sending strong people to kill or seal it as soon as possible. What do you think? This is not our business. Report the contents of the crystal records. The Academy will make corresponding arrangements. But in my opinion, the movement of the demon cave is not a big deal. Zheoxin Academy governs thousands of miles of land and has experienced all kinds of storms. The two recorded the contents and waited for the next student to submit the task. Chapter 373, Heroes Gather Together. Zheoxin Academy was not peaceful today. A handsome man soared into the sky, restored his true form as a golden eagle, and spread his wings to fly quickly in a certain direction. A handsome bald young man chanted a Buddhist name, set out from his residence, and disappeared with every step, and walked a very long distance in an instant. A girl with a long skirt as white as snow and a fury-like figure walked with the air. The gray-haired old man grabbed a handful of his beard, closed the doors and windows, and dived into the void. The same scene happened in various places in Zheoxin Academy. These people started from different places, but their destinations were the same. Teacher Ling is giving a class? I'll go and listen too. The teachers in this academy are not simple. Chen Mou stood on a mountain peak where he lived, his figure like a pine, letting the wind blow him. After a few flashes, Chen Mou came to a place with lakes and mountains. The environment here is better than Chen Mou's residence. There are mountains standing one after another, on which are planted various exotic flowers and plants, and the trees are shady, which is quite quiet. The jade chairs were spread everywhere, forming a continuous piece. As the number of people rushing here gradually increased, the quiet feeling faded and turned into a bustling atmosphere. "Brother Chen Mou, here." A crisp voice came, and Chen Mou looked in the direction of the voice. Cheng Dai was waving her white and tender palms. She was sitting on the jade chairs with Hu Xiling, Du Xianfeng, and Lin Langaya. Chen Mou greeted the four people and sat down next to Cheng Dai. "Why are you sitting here? Is this position good?" Chen Mou asked with some doubts. The distribution of the jade chairs here is not very regular, and Chen Mou does not know where the so-called teacher Ling will teach, so he cannot judge the quality of the position. The four people's position is located at the bottom of the mountain. If Chen Mou were to choose, he would definitely occupy the position at the top of the mountain with a wide view. "Of course it's not good," Hu Xiling explained, "but there is no way. The position at the top of the peak is not something we can covet. If we are not strong enough, we will be humiliated if we go up. So, those positions are prepared for the stronger students." Chen Mou understood. There is no clear rule, but this has always been the default rule. Those who can reach the top of the peak are all dragons among men. Hu Xiling said. "Could it be that Teacher Ling's words are so low that we can't hear them? If you have the heart to understand the truth, it's the same no matter where you listen." Chen Mou shook his head and laughed. Hu Xiling's eyes flashed. "Brother Mu's words make sense, but it's a pity that seniority is inevitable everywhere. The positions at the bottom of the peak are arranged more closely and bustling. The top of the mountain is relatively empty, with only 2 or 3 positions on each mountain." A monk came with his Zen stick in his hand, jumped up, and went straight to the top of the peak. His breath was blazing, and his body was shrouded in Buddha's light, and he was so awe-inspiring that he couldn't be looked at directly. This man is called Chen Yu Monk. He has a very profound cultivation. Among the students in the entire academy, only a limited number of people can compete with him. When he reaches the top of the mountain, I'm afraid no one dares to sit in the remaining seats on the top of the mountain. Cheng Dai said. "The monks are so domineering." Chen Mou was surprised. He doesn't understand the principle of equality of all beings. I'm afraid he has gone astray. Brother, keep your voice down." Cheng Dai was very anxious. Interesting. Chen Yu Monk looked down, smiled, and his face returned to calm. Seeing this, Du Xianfeng and the other 4 turned pale. A sky rock flew over and landed on the top of the mountain. The strong breath made people feel very depressed. He transformed into human form, landed steadily on the jade throne, and restrained his breath. This is the King Peng King. It is said that he has the blood of the prehistoric sky demon. Every move he makes is a law. Cheng Dai introduced. He has some strength. Chen Mou commented lightly. The human form of the King Peng King is extremely handsome, with a slender and strong body. It glanced over here after hearing the words, and then stopped paying too much attention. This glance made Du Xianfeng and others tremble with fear. Lin Langaya couldn't help but said, "Brother Mu, please stop talking. We can't bear this kind of pressure." Chen Mou didn't understand. Isn't this praising him? Then I'll just speak softly. Du Xianfeng was a little speechless. Is it a compliment to evaluate the other party's strength? It depends on the weight of the speaker. If the teacher makes the evaluation, it is naturally a compliment, but Chen Mou said it was a bit offensive. People came one after another, some consciously sat at the bottom of the peak, and some soared to the top of the mountain. There are many peaks, and each peak has 2 or 3 positions. This is still not enough, and from time to time strong people fight for the position of the peak. The winner takes the seat, and the loser can only look for a position on the mountainside in shame. A man in a white robe arrived, with sword eyebrows and starry eyes, very handsome. His spine is like a pillar of heaven, and he walks like a dragon and a tiger. His strong aura makes people nearby retreat. This man is called Han Xianlu, and he is the president of the Goshawk Club in the school. He has the blood of the human race and the Thunder Eagle clan, and he has learned the strengths of both clans, and his combat power is overwhelming. Unfortunately, although he is stronger than most humans, as a mixed blood, he is sometimes despised by the human race as a mixed blood, and he himself is very disgusted by others talking about his blood. While Cheng Dai was introducing, he used a law of power to cover the surrounding area, so that the sound could not be heard. Han Xianlu was walking on the road, and suddenly stopped, looking towards Chen Mou with a meaningful look. I didn't say anything. Chen Mou explained first. This time, not only Cheng Dai and the other four, but also some students nearby turned pale, and wanted to change their seats to avoid getting into trouble. In their eyes, Chen Mou has become a disaster. Sister Dai, don't continue to introduce. Du Xianfang advised. Cheng Dai nodded quickly like a chicken pecking at rice. Han Xianlu retracted his gaze and jumped to the top of a peak. You, go down and find another place. 3 people had already sat on the top of the peak, but Han Xianlu didn't care at all, with a domineering attitude. You, there are still vacancies on the mountain next to you, why do you want to take our place? One person said angrily. Because there are still vacancies, I asked you to find another place. Han Xianlu's eyes swept over, making the 3 people feel a strong pressure. Today, it depends on your strength, Han Xianlu. A man in black clothes and tights stood up with a sword. Seeing this, the other 2 also stood up. This seat cannot be given up, otherwise their reputation will be ruined immediately. The 3 people worked together, and the sky and the earth changed color, the sky darkened, and there was a faint light of robbery. A clown-like thing. Han Xianlu sneered, swept his palm across, and directly hit the 3 people, vomiting blood and flying backwards, and fell to the bottom of the peak. The dark sky recovered, and the sun was shining brightly. A light palm changed the world. What kind of strength is this? The eyes of the people around were dull. Those who could climb to the top of the mountain were definitely not ordinary people, but they had no power to resist Han Xianlu. Chapter 374? Princess. That's the leader of our Monster Student Association, the president of the Twixin League, Boss Wen Yi. Cheng Dai grabbed Chen Mou's arm with one hand and pointed forward with the other hand, introducing him excitedly. She had originally made up her mind not to continue introducing people to Chen Mou to prevent him from being outspoken and getting into trouble. But this person is the boss of Cheng Dai and the other 3, so she is not afraid of offending him. Chen Mou looked in the direction Cheng Dai pointed, and saw a handsome man in a windbreaker walking slowly. He has a gentle temperament, like a handsome young man in troubled times, and his peaceful smile makes people feel good. When Yi lightly jumped up into the air and landed on the top of the peak. There were already 2 people sitting on this peak, and he didn't mind and sat down in the last seat. Cheng Dai's face was full of admiration. The president is still so easygoing, much better than Han Xianlu. Lin Langai snorted. Han Xianlu relies on his cultivation to be arrogant, which is really annoying. He fought with President Wen Yi several times, but didn't get any advantage. This really dampened his spirit. The sound was isolated by the law nearby, and only Chen Mou and others could hear it. An eagle's cry rang through the sky. In the distance, a red gold divine eagle spread its wings, breaking through the clouds and carrying the blue sky. Its huge body covered half of the sky. Lightning was tumbling and jumping around it. It came in the air, raising an air pressure that almost suffocated people. When it came to the mountain peak, the red gold divine eagle's body slowly shrank, and its wingspan was about 10 meters. On the red gold divine eagle stood an extraordinary handsome man. He was wearing a green shirt, standing with his hands behind his back, and his messy hair fluttering in the wind. Chen Mou narrowed his eyes slightly and felt the pressure from this man. He was far from being comparable to Han Xianlu. Xiao Zings, he's here. Du Xianfang murmured, with a hint of fear in his eyes. Xiao Zings, who is he? Chen Mou asked curiously. Du Xianfang did not want to answer, fearing that he would get into trouble. After thinking for a while, he finally said, Xiao Zings is the president of Xingying, an upper noble among humans. According to the division of dynasties, his level is Qizai Ocean, high in the clouds, and we can only look up to him. He has been promoted to the realm of Devourer, and his strength is above Han Xianlu and others. This strength alone is not enough to make him enter the Qizai Ocean level. The most terrifying thing about him is his talent. At such a young age, he is enough to be on par with many old-fashioned strong men. Qizai Ocean. Chen Mou said, what level are Wen Yi, Han Xianlu and others in? Du Xianfang said, President Wen Yi, Han Xianlu, Monk Chanai, King Peng and others are all at the level of Jishidi. There are also high and low nobles in Jishidi. Among them, Monk Chanai has the highest status because he is of pure human blood. The others are either demons or mixed bloods. Of course, in terms of strength, Monk Chanai is not the strongest among the few. Chen Mou did not expect that there are so many divisions here. Then what level am I at? It's hard to say. It's probably Shichuo, which is one level lower than Jishidi. Below Shichuo is Bro. Bro are people with weaker strength, or strong people who have committed crimes and have been convicted and demoted. As for Bro, there are some levels below Bro, none of which are mainstream, including the extremely weak, civilians, lowly people among civilians, slaves, etc. Chen Mou shook his head. What's the point of dividing so many levels? Strength is the basis. Du Xianfeng said, that can't be said. For example, our demon race is naturally lower in status than the human race. It is extremely difficult to advance to a higher level. Even if the strength is reached, it still needs to go through various audits and be recognized. Boss Wen Yi and Han Xianlu and others have worked hard to be promoted to the level of Jishidi. Chen Mou and others were chatting, and Xiao Xing's had already landed on a mountain. Without him saying much, the three people on the top of the mountain left on their own initiative and made room. The sitting red gold divine eagle also turned into human form and occupied a mountain next to it. Two domineering, this master and servant, each occupying a mountain peak. The people on the original peak didn't dare to say much, and gave up their positions obediently. Although the red gold eagle is a mount, its strength is extraordinary. It once competed with Han Xianlu and only lost by one move. When Xiao Xing's appeared, all the geniuses were eclipsed. The eyes of the people around flickered and they talked about it. Han Xianlu's face was a little ugly. When he reached the top of the mountain, the opponent dared to confront him, but when Xiao Xing's came, someone immediately gave up his position voluntarily, and the difference was immediately determined. Not to mention that Xiao Xing's used the red gold eagle as a mount, which was a blow to Han Xianlu, who had the blood of the Eagle clan. Of course, Xiao Xing's himself did not mean to insult Han Xianlu by this, and the two of them were already in different classes. This indifferent attitude made Han Xianlu even more angry. Wen Yi, Monk Chanai, and King Peng also looked at Xiao Xing's with their eyes fixed. They were all in the realm of high-level domain masters, and it was not far from breaking through to the devourer. But if he didn't break through, he would be inferior to Xiao Xing's. Moreover, Xiao Xing's was born into a super family among humans, with noble blood. Even Chan Yunmeng couldn't compare with him. The peaks gradually returned to silence, and all the students were waiting for Teacher Ling's arrival. However, the calm scene did not last long, and everyone was in an uproar again. The princess is here. It's really the princess. She hasn't come yet, and I thought she wasn't going to come today. Chen Mou followed the gaze of the crowd and saw a woman in a white palace dress walking from a distance. She was tall and slender, with silver white hair falling to her waist, and her side bangs covering her left eye. Is it her? Chen Mou's heart skipped a beat. This princess was the woman Chen Mou met on the way to explore the magic cave. Du Xianfeng and Lin Langai looked at the newcomer and fell into a daze. Cheng Dai and Hu Ziling also stared at her intently, feeling a sense of frustration in their hearts. The princess, with her inner beauty and icy skin, seemed like a masterpiece carved by heaven, with an unparalleled appearance. More importantly, she had an indescribable temperament, dominating the world. A handsome young man suddenly rushed out and knelt on one knee in the princess's path. "Princess, I like you, can you date me?" His face flushed, his expression struggling, and his short sentence seemed to have exhausted his courage in his life. The princess stopped, and before she spoke, the people from all the peaks were already angry. "Get out of here, you ignorant thing, how dare you offend the princess? The stinky boy who hasn't even grown all his hair, can't recognize his own class. He's dead, haha." Some people gloated over the misfortune and held the mentality of watching the show. "This man is courageous," Chen Mou whispered. "It really takes extraordinary courage to confess in public. Even the love Saint Chen Mou didn't dare to do such a thing." "Alice, he's dead." Cheng Dai sighed. "He is young and full of vigor, but he has caused a big disaster." Hu Ziling shook her head, not approving of the other party's actions. Chen Mou was puzzled. At most, he will fail. What's so scary? In Chen Mou's opinion, of course he will fail. The princess didn't seem to know this person. If he fails, he fails. It's not that simple. Du Xianfeng explained. "Do you remember the class division 1 mentioned? This person is at most the level of Shi Tuo, not even that high, just bro. And the princess is the first level of Yan Yan, which is higher than Xiao Zing's Qi Zhao Tian. It's okay for a man of high level to marry a woman of low level, but it's not allowed for a man of low level to marry a woman of high level. It's a crime of marriage. Even Xiao Zing's is not worthy of the princess, not to mention that this man is far from the level of the princess. Even expressing love is an offense. Besides, he is a demon. I don't think you will have a good end. Where everyone's eyes gathered, the princess had a calm face and said in a cold voice, "Step down. Princess, I dare to look you in the eye." The young man gritted his teeth and insisted. Chen Mou felt that his words were a little strange, looked directly into the eyes. "What's wrong with that?" Du Xianfeng's voice trembled a little. "The left eye of the princess is the most terrifying thing in the world." "Left eye, have you seen it?" Chen Mou looked over, and the princess's left eye was always covered by her bangs and not exposed. "I haven't." "Then how do you know that it is the most terrifying thing?" "I haven't seen it, but some people have seen it, and those who have seen it have gone crazy and had mental breakdowns." Chen Mou touched his chin. "Interesting, I'll take a look some other day." "Do you really want to see it?" the princess said faintly. This was not said to Chen Mou. "Of course, I'm not afraid." The young man's eyes were firm. The princess smiled, not with joy, but with a sense of amusement. "Back." The words were no different from before, but they were very different. These two simple words already carried infinite majesty, the majesty of the Haiyan dynasty that ruled a boundless galaxy. The handsome young man shuddered, shocked by this boundless majesty. But he still did not retreat. "Well, since you insist on seeking bitter fruit, I will grant you your wish." The princess stretched out her slender jade-like left hand and gently lifted the bangs covering her eyes. The handsome boy looked at her bravely, with a fearless look on his face. Just a second later, his face changed from firmness to fear. The half-kneeling posture turned into a backward fall, and the handsome boy sat on the ground. "No, no. Don't come over. No." The shrill roar resounded through the peaks, and the handsome boy's face turned pale, and he rolled and crawled backwards to escape. He was at the level of a law scholar, but he fell to the ground one after another during the escape. His body trembled and shivered, and he could hardly support himself on all fours. "Want to run?" Offending the princess, it is a capital crime. Two guards in cold armor appeared from nowhere, grabbed the handsome boy on the left and right, and were about to take him away. The princess had covered her left eye again and waved her hand. "You all retreat and let him go." "Yes." The guard was a little unwilling, but the princess' words were in absolute order. "However, this kid has gone crazy, and even his strength has dropped significantly, almost half useless. It doesn't make much difference whether he is caught or not." Chapter 375. Tit for tat. There was a moment of silence among the peaks, and everyone was silent. Only the young man was rolling and crawling on the ground, crying and laughing. His fair and delicate face had long been distorted by fear and became a little hideous. He hurriedly fled from this place, not daring to stay for a moment, and avoided the princess like a snake and scorpion. Why is this necessary? It's too stupid. Du Xianfeng had no sympathy for this man. Everything was his own fault. He is also a poor man. For the illusory hope in his heart, he is willing to risk his life. Even if he can really look directly into the princess's left eye, what does it matter? His class is too low. Cheng Dai felt a little sorry. Xiao Xing stood high on the top of the peak, his face indifferent. This man dared to offend the princess, and his death is not a pity. As soon as these words came out, the tone of the matter was immediately set, and the silent peaks echoed with waves of echoes. President Xiao is right. What Mr. Xiao said makes sense. His original body is a demon. He is a lowly demon. He dares to have such wishful thinking. It is really annoying. My interest in listening to the class today has been disturbed by this demon. The demons are all lowly creatures. When Yi's face turned cold when he heard it, enough. The demons also have their own rights. Please don't speak too harshly. The voice was not loud, but there was a kind of overbearing power that made the whole audience solemn. Xiao Xing looked over with a look of lightning. Why, what do you think, Brother Wen Yi? The invisible force field acted on Wen Yi, like a galaxy exploding. I dare not. In front of Brother Xiao, I don't have any high opinions, but this person cannot represent our entire demon clan. I hope you can discuss the matter objectively. When Yi was enveloped by this pressure, his joints crackled, he used his divine power, his blood boiled, rushed into the sky, and tried his best to resist. President Cheng Dai and others saw this and were a little anxious. Han Xianlu crossed his arms and watched the contest between the two men leisurely, with a sarcastic smile on his lips. King Peng King's eyes flickered, and he leaned forward slightly, wanting to help Wen Yi, but he finally sat down and leaned back on the jade chair. Monk Chanai's face was indifferent. Brother Cao's cultivation has become more and more profound. We are all classmates, why do we have to fight? Chen Mou spoke, and extended his index and middle fingers. A mysterious force fell like a heavenly sword and hit between the two. The airflow vibrated, the laws roared, and the three forces collided, causing a violent earthquake. The sky was pierced, and a hole appeared in the center. The power of the broken star annihilated and collided between small places, making people nearby feel a kind of apocalyptic horror. Many of the people who came to listen to the class are still in the realm of lost scholars. Faced with this kind of power, a slight touch would make them die. The three of them were relatively restrained, compressing their power within a certain range and not releasing it. After a brief confrontation of divine power, the three of them shook slightly and each of them withdrew their power. A trace of blood flowed from the corner of Wen Yi's mouth, very light. He used his cultivation to heal the injury immediately. The Devourer realm is indeed powerful. Chen Mou was also attacked by the power, except for the surging blood, he was fine. Xiao Xing's was fine. He had the strongest cultivation and was even able to suppress the two of them alone. Han Xianlu's pupils shrank. Chen Mou's strength was far beyond his imagination. There is a trick. Monk Chen Yi looked at Chen Mou slightly. The rest of the people were all shocked. The power displayed by Chen Mou seemed to be stronger than Wen Yi. Where did this monster come from? Cheng Dai, Du Xianfang and others also stared at Chen Mou blankly, their minds a little confused. Thank you for your help, brother. Wen Yi bowed his hands. Human race. Xiao Xing smiled. The academy has recruited a lot of strong people recently. Do you want to join Xingying? The others were shocked when they heard this. Xingying is a guild that only human nobles can join. It seems that Xiao Xing recognizes Chen Mou's strength. I have no intention of joining the guild. Chen Mou shook his head. This, rejected. Xiao Xing remained silent, but the people around him were in an uproar, feeling that Chen Mou was a little ungrateful. Joining Xingying is what many people dream of. It is not a simple student guild. The members are either rich or noble. Once you join it, you can immediately gain endless connections. This person is too arrogant. I don't know how many people want to join Xingying but can't, but he actually disdains it. He looks a little unfamiliar. He may be a new student and doesn't know the importance of Xingying. Cheng Dai whispered, Brother Chen Mou, why don't you agree to him? Although I don't like Xiao Xing's, I have to say that joining Xingying does have endless benefits. This person has a strong style and a strong desire for control. I don't want anyone to step on my head. Chen Mou's eyelids drooped slightly. This. Cheng Dai and the other four were all shocked when they heard this. Is Chen Mou going to confront Xiao Xing's head-on and compete with him? The princess sat on a peak and looked at Chen Mou, this person. A little strange. The clouds rolled, the sky darkened, and the moonlight fell. The bright and clear sky was turned upside down in a short moment, and the night fell. Teacher Ling is here. Everyone put aside their attention to the fight in the field and prepared to welcome Teacher Ling's arrival. In the clouds, a woman's figure gradually emerged. She was hidden in the clouds, revealing only a hazy figure, like a fairy descending from the moon. The sound of the strings of the zither rang softly, and the strings and bamboos were leisurely. Teacher Ling played lightly with her bare hands, and the wonderful sound spread throughout the peaks. The song she played was Zhuanaiao. This song was widely circulated within the Haiyan dynasty. Except for Chen Mou, almost everyone in the peaks knew it. It was not a very special song, but when played by Teacher Ling, it had a magical power to turn decay into magic. The timbre was clear, making people think clearly. Everyone calmed down and began to comprehend the sound of stringed instruments. This person's methods are close to the Tao. It seems that even if she has not reached the realm of a comprehender, she is not far away. Chen Mou was a little surprised. The music played by Teacher Ling made people feel in harmony with the Tao. Devourers in the realms below are in the stage of improving their strength. Although they can mobilize the laws and be in harmony with the heaven and earth. However, they still rely on the power of heaven and earth and have not escaped the essence of the power bombardment. And comprehenders can comprehend the Tao and suppress everything with the rules of the Tao. The sound of the strings became louder and louder, the Tao vibrated, and the lore runes shot out one by one. The sky cracked, and a vague Tau platform emerged in the darkness, and the light fell. The soft light illuminated the peaks. At the end of the song, the Tau platform disappeared, and Teacher Ling put away the guqin. Why don't you play it anymore? Many students are still immersed in the enlightenment of the Tao, and they are a little confused at this time. A short song has benefited them endlessly and made them think through many problems that they had been thinking about in the past. You are new here, right? Teacher Ling's class has ended. Someone responded in a low voice. Ended. Those who came to the class for the first time were all stunned. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.